Okay, Fambulem, I bring warm greetings to you now from the TNA TV Media Podcast. Wanna spare me 1 minute quickly, just for make sure yeah that we get some. I do my sound check earlier, but fidget something just now, and I feel say we lost the sound. So make I just fidget quickly again and make sure say we are getting sound because this is a very very important program. So una bear with me right there. Hold on right there. That will just make okay. So yeah, we are getting sound. So family, once more, this is not the TNN podcast, and we are about for host a brother we get huge voice in our social media, and it's a free flowing conversation in which I intend for touch on everything possibly necessary in the time frame where we get. And as I begin talk to Una now, I dey ask Una, those of Una we don't begin join because I dey see considerable interest because number of Una don't join. Una please share. As soon as the brother join the program, we will bring and come on live. But this is a very important one. We guess tonight, as most of Una go don't see the flyer, a get massive voice na the media. Social media, some people like can say alternative media, open source media, no legacy media or mainstream media, because that's where some of us have managed to make a voice or presence of we own. What's important here, Fambulem, as we dey go into this program is the one them way we they sort of criticize in good faith, with the hope say then we read the message and do a turnaround. Then get the habit of one for make other people and for understand or believe see waiting we do not relevant. We voice is not they're not relevant. And I know most of you are very, very smart, if not all of you, very smart. And no say waiting and they say is completely not true. We voices are quite relevant. Everything where we touch on, and then they talk about platform, then where they pamami course and degrading other people in a different way. We all then do now for insult through insults instead of talk about issues. And they talk about platform, then where they in the very many on social media where they touch on issues, where they talk about issues, very, very important issues of our time. Then voices, then they, including mine, then very much matter. And the people then we involve, then very much they listen. But because we are critical of them, then go one for make like say, relevant. Please, please don't buy that. We are relevant and we are happy to shape the future of we country, we people, we voices are very important. That's why we for continue for join forces with others or others join forces with us so that we can able for make this change we really look for. And part of the conversation here tonight will center on change. Like I say again, it's a free-flowing conversation in which we go talk about everything from elections malpractices or malfeasance to electoral justice to tripartite to the government in power to waiting actually wrong, waiting to go wrong, to energy, health, finance, and you name it. So it's a broad range of issues I want to engage the brother on. And there are many things that he said which are very interesting. And I also want to talk about that and how it engage other people them as well. So there is so much. Famulem, this is not the TNN TV podcast. Una remain tuned as we try to get with brother onto the platform. Let's see what is he up to. And I'm sure this is the time because most of Una don't tune in, which means that we got the timing correct. Absolutely, we did get the timing correct. Okay. So Una keep on there. Don't go anywhere. Continue for hold the line right there as we try to bring the brother in. Okay. So yeah, don't be carried away with the breaking news. Just use down there as a frontal post so that I go able to talk to the brother quickly and see what he's up to. Because he should be part of the program by now, if you know what I mean. So please don't go anywhere. Please continue for share. And let me see whether we go able to get the brother quickly. Should not have been like this. It's always punctual and timely. Don't know why is this. Are you will wait? Now you will wait for now. We don't go live. We are. Oh, okay. Then no worries. Okay, many thanks. Okay, then thank you. Right. Okay, like I say, I know the brother for Be Punctual. We've hosted him a couple of times on this platform. It's nothing new, nothing strange about hosting him. I consider him to be a friend of the platform, and it goes back like years. There's mutual respect between us. But today we want to talk about real critical issues. We want to talk about issues of the future for our country, to which I have no doubt that the brother is so passionate about. Okay. So we'll see as soon as he joins the platform, and we'll just take him from there straight away, so we'll not get time for waste. So we don't have to waste you guys' time. Okay. So please, wanna share. We got about 30 people that we don't join. And you got to remember, if you watch on our Facebook, you might see a different number. If you watch on our YouTube, you might see a different number. So we live stream this into two specific platforms. It's a private one, but two specific platforms. But we also they ask you share to a friend, ask a friend to share to a friend, ask a comrade to share to a comrade. Because like I said from the beginning, most of the things that we will talk about, and just the idea of social media where most of us have found a voice for express with strong opinion than where we hold about our country, where other people like in one downplay, especially the one the way we try for putting at the spotlight, we can want make like say we voice they're not relevant. Please don't buy that, because they will tell you, say, even your own eyes where they look for C, where they use for C, and where you see with the thing and where you see and talk about, then will tell you that your eyes are lying. They are your lying eyes. What you they see, not what you actually they see. Please don't buy that. We've come a long way, and we'll not say completely different. Fambolem, before the man they join, obviously, when I don't see the flyer, so it's no secret. We talk to a very consequential voice tonight. Alfred Sanko, senior, but much more known within the social media annals as CashBox. This is where exactly it begins for making name. And this is inside the controversy come in. Okay. This is exactly inside the controversy come in. Let me see, just add the brother quickly. There he is. Yeah. Freddie, do you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you very much.
Good evening.
So we just they do the introduction. We're really not necessary in many respects, because, like I say, many years ago when we begin this, some of we been hide behind shadows under a Google close, here, and one have you say, we don't want to let them see we real self, and we get families and things for protect. But as time they go on, the urgency of a now, it means we are being selfless, the sacrifices that we are making. And what's one such voice in this regard is none other but my guest who I get tonight, who's made a huge name for himself on social media. Of course, to a point where at this level where you there, it becomes a controversy. Your voice become controversial because there are people that you are appealing to, and there are other people who just will not take what you're saying. This is just a natural thing, okay, that happens. So it's none other but Alfred Sanko Sr., much more known as CashBox. CashBox, it's been a while, and because I've seen you once or twice since you broke away from the platform a couple of years ago. But I'm happy to have you back and hosting you. Welcome to the platform, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me, and it's a pleasure. It feels like home, actually. But surely you self can testify. See, now you desert me. So I've always told you I'm at your beck and call. All you need to do is just to give me a shout, and I'll always be here. So I don't know whether I should blame myself or blame you, but anyway, it's
Well,
always.
if we are going to go into that before we start, we find program what things say we about forget. I think say I will pass some of you rightfully say you were always just a stone throw away. And every time I call on you, there are a few people, anytime I call on them, they are absolutely ready. Even when they're not
Exactly.
ready just because of the platform.
Yes.
But I
Yes.
just know at some point, yeah, and let me not just go deep because maybe I might be wrong, so I'll leave it there. But I'm absolutely thrilled for have you on the platform, and I want to go straight into
Yes.
the deal.
Yep.
And I want to begin first of all with we current government. Okay, if you need for take time off, it's not a
No, no,
problem because I
no, no,
watch
no.
you.
That's fine. That's fine.
I want for let we take time off and go straight to we current government, and I want for let you look into situations as to waiting exactly they go on. Waiting are you view about we current, yes, state of affairs now we country and the people the way they run the country.
Um, I know people can want mince their words a little bit. People in Kiwan be politically correct. People in Kiwan try for say, and I understand that sometimes, the journalists them na salon, why they can try for be a little bit economical with the truth and all that thing, and they, it go easy for me to tell we say, oh, when I get the pleasure for day out of the country, so when I can say anything, when I day at liberty for say anything we una want, and when I get that absolute freedom and laxity. But again, even we were come the country the way we reside, even we were not foreigner them, we still kind of like able for talk about issues, attack issues, them like I say, now yeah, we born. We go kind of like, you know, also you service due. Like, you did like don't go to basic thing like like you month if months done or week done or every 2 weeks, you salary. Somebody must pay you. Like, in fact, it's a crime. It's a crime for make somebody, fail for pay you on time. Like I fortunate, well, not fortunate, I did at a place where there was once, I mean, this is not a thing the way it happened so at all. There was once where I was, working in this particular place, and of course, like working in the finance team, and to some extent, like then at this level, I remember there was once we had like a glitch in our system where like the morning people were supposed to be paid, and there was a glitch with the bank and ourselves, and so something happened where like employee woke up in the morning, like their salaries were not in their account. And this now fact, this now fact I dey give you so Bra Prince. And you should see, like before I even get to the office, like I get my email on my phone, like people were bombarding me. Like my CEO bombarded me with emails and said, "Oh, what's wrong?" and stuff like that. Um, you should see the all. I literally kind of like said, everybody now in office, stop everything like to fix it. And to some extent, people were complaining about like, their direct debits, it's going to affect the credit, it's going to, I mean, it's going to affect like, the people they're supposed to pay, they're gonna charge them interest and stuff like that. I remember first thing in the morning, whilst other people were trying to fix it, the very day it was fixed. But guess what, my friends? I literally had to send an email to say, if you are affected, I know the credit side, it would be difficult and stuff like that for us to compensate you. But hopefully, let's see. We had to say, like, if you get any interest charge as a result of the late payment, please tell us. We actually get for pay that. We promise that. You should see the apology email that I had to send out. This is first hand. I'm not making this up. This is real. This is fact. The reason why I'm saying this is because there are, the people that know their right. They know waiting due to them. You see, but SaLone, it is okay for make teacher then they 6 months without salary, 1 year without salary, teachers and they without PIN number. It is acceptable, but they will even go and say, Papa government, dear with a big mama, Mama First Lady, with a big una. Imagine your own right. You calling somebody Papa government, dear with a big una pay with salary now. You call on the America look on it, them body where they die of kush, go tell you, say, oh, the government, yeah, they need to look into this. These are kind of like inherent rights where nobody not for infringe, nobody not for joke with. But you see, people like it goes back. I don't want to drag this. I know it's a two-line question you ask me, and then I'm just going on and on. But
Please
you
feel
see,
free.
sorry.
Please feel free.
Yeah. People were talking about, like the old African setting. Like, look at Madabio in speech we're going to UN, empty padded seats, like people were not there. I'm not talking about Madabio now. I'm talking about the entire Africa. If you go check, most of these African leaders, when they were giving their speeches, like the seat, they all was, the auditorium was empty. But you go and ask the question, hold on, this Starbucks where we drink, this coffee and whatever where we drink every day, Starbucks we watch worth millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, like they're gonna get some coffee from Ivory Coast and Ghana. When we talk about the electric car, when we talk about the copper, the lithium, like they come out from like Congo, copper, massive, like SaLone, diamond, and all that thing in there, oil, and all that thing in there. Why won't like the world? Why we as to we strategy as to how we actually get for sell these things, the value where we get. Why do you know why waiting we get for sale? But they rather like they worked out as if like we don't care. We don't care. I mean, nonsense. Like if I can borrow the words of Donald Trump, shit holes. Sorry, excuse my French. But you ask the question, why are we not attracted? You look at one of the biggest oil refinery now in the world resides in Africa. Dangote in oil refinery. In fact, like a couple of days ago, they're saying that they're sabotaging it. You ask the question, why? Why here where we governments them, leaders them, they try for give strategy as to, like waiting at the way forward. What is the future? You go on like this financial, TV stations and stuff like. Then you say Africa is the next big thing. We host like nearly 1.5 billion people like in Africa. Where naturally that is trade itself. Why? They don't want to listen to we. We get the youngest population in the world. Like you go to France, they're protesting because they get aging population. Go to Japan, they're struggling. Japan's economy, like in fact, then affects with deflation. They're struggling because of aging population. You go to
So
Italy,
what's the point, Freddie?
The point is because we they condone we governments them for do the wrong things, the basic things. And this is I know we
When you say we forgive me now, I want for the jot and button because we self need to understand. So when you say and then the we, who is the we in this case?
It's all of us, the people. Like I'm not even taking myself away from it, even though.
So
like,
what we get for do with the pricing of we commodity them when it comes to international markets, and then when they talk about hunger, the United Nations, maybe General Assembly, definitely, and people working out, I can understand we value as opposed to raw materials and minerals the way we want, where the rest of the world seek. Okay, but then we as a people, what's the connection there? If you can connect we as to the entire.
I love that question. Again, I always tell people one word now responsible for Africa in demise. One word, and that word is confidence. Even though it's one word, but it encompasses like millions of things. Confidence. Because again, I don't want to kind of like maybe jump the gun or beat the gun. But one thing where we just for understand the lack of confidence now in the destroy we, because when you lack confidence, you become uninsurable. Where people them no go, the lack of appetite. And the reason why we lack this appetite, it is because of the basic things them, the people them. For instance, if I could easily jump or beat the gun quickly now, yeah, it's the fact that when they conduct elections, people are telling us that, you know what, because we are used to this thing, because we are used to it, that people and then when they talk say, oh, SaLone, I didn't announce the results, they reverse them. We are condoning it as people, as a people that say, you know what, they don't announce the results. Let me just give, may just finish in 5 years. This is the reason why the confidence is being eroded every day. It's not something where we for condone, where we for tolerate, where we for take as a people. It's disgraceful. And for that reason, that's why I'm saying we as people collectively,
Okay.
whether you they talk against it or for it, the fact is collectively as people, we don't take them. You know, regardless of dancing there gets direct impact to the value. So, like the reason why we always above bigger money, because we know they allow, because look, if you're not a businessman, Prince, I know I don't care like for cut your name. If you're not a businessman, look,
I
when you
appreciate
get
that, and
money,
everybody know that by now. The
yes,
respect is
exactly.
mutual. Thank you very much.
Exactly. You know, but you're not a businessman. I always they tell people, investors then get three acronym when they look for. So millionaires they elect how they get money, then get three acronyms them with three words them when they look into for go invest any side. And that those acronym now SLY, SLY, where it means like one, this S stands for security, the L stands for liquidity, and the Y stands for yield or the profits when they get into the investment. If you look at the pattern there, the Y, nine the last, is the last thing when they actually they look for. Which then they look for more when they want to go put their money on side. Now the security, like if even I don't make profits, I can able get me money back. And the liquidity side, now they tell you, say, is there a market for it? Is there a willing buyer and seller? If I want exit this market for go other side, or for say, you know, I want pull me money now, I want use them for go buy house. Oh, I want pull me money now, I want go buy shoes. Would someone be there for buy them? That's the liquidity side. And then the yield, now the bottom. Some investors think because they get one key thing when the portfolio theory. Like I like I don't make profit, but make an loss. Sometimes they just want to diversify the risk because what's it happen if they go, you know, that's still where they can say don't put you egg in one basket. That's the
Mhm.
principle where investors then they go with. So waiting they not like for do, men not go put their 1 million on one side, then it go capside. So waiting they always like for do, they want diversify them. So if they put them, yeah, now put them, you know, Congo markets, put them na Dove Court. Like if Congo markets palava, I mean, the investment na Dove Court is safe. So hence the reason why normally they don't go for like the profit. It's about the security for sure. Make sure say the capital when they put is secured. And they're not going to put on a country. Like again, I can give you an example with Idris Elba. I remember when people were saying, "Oh, Idris Elba," and Idris Elba himself actually talk about Banana Island and all that in the day. But what people not be understand, and I tell people like this: I say Idris Elba, when did they go invest? Even Idris Elba worth about $25 million or so. When did they go invest? You know what? Even the side where they go put in money, the banks them, the insurance company. Because look, you need to go invest on side, insure your business. The insurance company then they tell and say, buddy, if you go yonder, your insurance premium would be 50% because of the risk where SaLone inherently get. So this is the reason why, and all in there with the that the thing them where we the condone. It is the reason why we only about grants. We all did go and bigger, because the insurance is high. And the reason why insurance is high, now because of like with the conduct election, people and they say, no, you know, we're not used to this. Let we move on. It is the reason.
Okay, Freddie. There is much said there, and let me see whether we can unpack
Yeah.
a few of these things said, because even to me, self it sound really complex, you know, and a lot said. So at some point, the people are to be blamed because now then they elect the leader them, and when things go wrong, it's like instead of them step into the space, if I understand you well, then sort of put their hands up and say, well, hands off, another 5 year, no problem, una law be an garden and abi na say so let's kind of move on. And then there's another side we talk about the leadership itself, where they negotiate, then deal there, and then they do them in good faith. So as a consequence of this, the country not stand for benefit. So there are two opposing factors, if you will, like, in this entire sort of episode. Like I say, Freddie, take your time. I can develop the arguments while you deal with
Yeah.
the background. So in this particular case now, waiting at the case where you they try, for kind of advance, because again, your arguments them are quite sophisticated, and I'm sure when you they articulate that, it can tell like say now you sabi this thing. But I'm sure there are others where sabi the same business, but for some reason they are given the opportunity, but then they meet up with waiting they ask them, you have for do. So as a consequence, there's a failure there. So even though I agree with you, if you were given the opportunity, like the way they articulate, do you think you will be successful? Do you think the others them before you that they've given the opportunity for run them and things they're not know waiting and they do? What say you, Freddie?
I don't want to be big-headed and say, now me get the solution, because far from it. Far from it. I know there are people where they SaLone we know and better, way past me. Way past me. So I wouldn't say like, but waiting I know is these politicians them we don't did it. I don't know whether they were not given the opportunity for express themselves, or they just not get clue. But I would kind of like go with the latter for say they not get clue. The reason why I'm saying that is, for me, if I believe in something that this not so if for work, if somebody, my superior not give me the opportunity, I would resign. I would resign. I would not kind of like say, it's in might just cope with her, make I just go ahead with it. Because you mentioned something, Jishna, where you say maybe the leaders them they negotiate then deals they are not in good faith. And the reason why it goes back to Usai I say blame the people. The reason why leaders do not actually negotiate deals them in good faith, it is because they don't get respect for the people. They just feel say anything when they go take the people and just they believe anything and say, anything, oh yeah, not true. They don't give me sweet words. It goes back to I think few years ago where when the then Minister of Information, Zerado Suare or so, we can tell we say they negotiate deal with Newco at the time when they renew the contract with SL Mining and say they've got like 10%, which is the best, or the mining minister, I think Timothy Kaba was the mining minister, he said that the best way SaLone no ever gets. But again, it goes back to what they've been telling we about Sierra Rutile and say SaLone government will get 30% shares, or 30% like in Sierra Rutile. So why all of a sudden Newco, which is 10%, is now the best deal SaLone don't ever negotiate? Where if you say when I've been telling we say Sierra Rutile, SaLone government get 30%. So the reason why I'm saying this, it goes back to like the people and that the fact that we believe and accept everything. When people in the talk seeing them, then they just feel say you want support, Mr. X, because for go negotiate in good faith, and I tell you, Bra Prince, you go look at like Rachel Reeves, look at Keir Starmer. When they go negotiate and they afraid the people and waiting the people again for say. Would you say the same thing about Sierra Leone, that when they go negotiate and they afraid the people? No, he said, like, now we're going to even begin to sing Madabio, we're going to even begin to call Anescoma, the Messi. We're going to even begin to, I remember even somewhere come out, people in the call and the principal. These are all things some way, they make these people and they feel like say, they are not answerable to us. That's the problem. So I do not, for me, for say, given the opportunity, for me, even this audio where I do so, it's an opportunity where SaLone people like give me and where leaders they can take. I am not doing this because like, oh, I want position as SaLone. I don't care about SaLone. Like, for me, I can always tell people, like, if SaLone betted today, the private sector is my place. That's where I want to be. Because I can tell you, like, a guy in America called Jamie Dimon, is the CEO for JP Morgan Chase. He is the most influential, even though he works in a JP Morgan, like the Chase Bank, what they call now America. But economists and ministers and they afraid of where Jamie Dimon, if he talk against the cryptocurrency, if he talk against any asset base, that asset base they lost value.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, that is very true. I want to ask you a question, but before I ask you the question, I just want to deal with this Jimmy Dimon and the way how you categorize or characterize them. So we go understand, say there are two aspects, let's say, of the banking system. One are private, and the other one will be like public. But both get like sort of influences, and one deals specifically, with the public, while the other one deal with these big conglomerates, them like government and etc. But then work in tandem, if you will like.
So there are no commercial bank where they deal with government. The only banks and where they deal with government is the central bank, and even that they get autonomy. You see, quite recently, Usai Donald Trump tried for fire. Even though we're like now the central bank, they call them the Fed or the Federal Reserve in America, it tried for fire. But again, it goes back. The independence of the Fed or the central bank is very, very key to the world where I talk about confidence. Donald Trump tried for fire. Lisa Cook, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
Yeah, Donald Trump tried for fire Lisa Cook. Like, he did not get his way. In fact, he hates Jerome Powell, the current Federal Reserve chairman, the equivalent of bank governor in America.
Yeah, but it's devoid. It's devoid. The Treasury of America is devoid of government. It's actually in private hands. That's what it is. So governments get oversight, but very limited.
No, the central bank now in the government get, and but even that, then they fight for the independence of it because they don't want kind of like make confidence be eroded. So
I understand the issue about confidence, and I agree with that. But anyway, go back to my point is the truth is there are private banks and public banks. Private banks na private individual then they get them if you like, but governments get oversight over these, whereas public now government sort of own if you like, or government get super say over these. There are these two entities.
Government not own JP Morgan Chase.
No, we're not talking about why specifically JP Morgan Chase. Why specifically?
Because I mentioned Jamie Dimon. No,
but my point is, I talk about in terms of banking, you get private and you get public.
Which are the public banks? Which public bank will you know about?
Well, okay, let me come to United Kingdom, for example. Let me say BlackRock. Now BlackRock or the one with them take over in 2008. RBS? I think RBS now part of that, culture. Yes.
Well, just because government own shares in the bank does not mean it's a government kind of like bank. There are commercial banks. The only reason we make governments can buy shares.
So are there only commercial banks? That's the point. So long not be labor on this, but there are two aspects of bank. Would you agree, Fred, that they get public and private banks? That's the point, first of all. Would you agree with that, or you disagree?
I wouldn't classify it that way because you get commercial bank and you get central bank. The commercial banks, they in a way they're run by private. Maybe you can buy shares. Governments can buy shares. Not necessarily means say the government own them. The central bank now in a government own, but even that then they fight for the independence of it.
So I think say we agree, but they sort of disagree because even if you call them commercial, which means that you're like public entity, public is the central theme, and I think that's the center of your argument. Where now the independence now and the Fed for so that can be trust and confidence in the system. But anyway, we need for make progress, Freddie. So my first opening where argue now we still depend. So in terms of waiting how you feel about this current government, I want to let you give me a summary. A, free education. B, corruption. I mean, there's standout points then we then come with, where at some point they look like say, well, they are doing well, and suddenly 7 years into the administration, here we are. What do you think about all of this? Are we on the right track? Are we on the wrong track? If we are on the right track, okay, fine. If we are on the wrong track, why is it? Waiting they go wrong.
Um, Look, absolutely, and the reason why I answer my question by building stories, and I know how for don't go direct, but there is no way this government is completely off track, and I can tell you, it's not just this government, even past government, when I look at SaLone and when I show interest on SaLone, like since 2017, where I begin to pay attention to SaLone, it makes me cry and say, waiting we been they do. I can always tell people story about Mion's situation. It's not just about this government, but for answer your question, we're completely off track. But you see, the problem where we get as citizen, like I remember like a story where I tell people, and this now fact, this now real life story. Um, me mama and myself, we used for go buy ice block to minister the host or permanent secretaries or head of parastatals them. We dey go buy ice block now they host them for can sell cold water. This is real life story. I'm not making this up. You then kind of like ask the question, and you know what, my friends? I
Yep.
was a very happy child. We used to love it. We used to be so happy for them that they sell ice block to we for make we go sell cold water so life can be good for us getting for it. We were happy. And I remember, when I took the camera me ate one day, I was like, oh wow. Me mama said something that the second pala or third pala, the fridge the day. Then said my mama go kind of like pulling half back, myself pull me half back. Waka go inside in second pala. Me mama put in, that the ice block they pull them. The reason why I'm building up the story, and this is real, I'm not making this up. I mean, people like the way Sabi me who I grew up, so they know what I'm talking about. That I'm not making this up. Um, you kind of like ask the question and say, hold on, it only dawned on me maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago, and say, what were we doing? Like ministers them, we're supposed to put structures them in place with the wealth of SaLone. Let we say sentence SaLone not begin nothing. Sentence have me take courage small. But when it's in pain me and say, ministers, the way for put things them in place, build the system, structures, build with reputation, with credibility, and sell the diamonds that make we all benefit from it. These are the very ministers them way nobody give we light.
So
So
make
they
a
would
bot in, make a bot
yeah,
in there, make a bot in there quickly because it's a
please.
good analogy you dey give.
Yeah,
But since then you're on a moral fortitude side, you can hold the people equally responsible. The example where you give is a fine example.
mhm,
At the time,
yeah,
because you were innocent and ignorant,
yeah,
you appreciate what been happening and you were not aware of the other side of things. Not
absolutely,
so where you go,
absolutely,
you bloody and what have
yeah,
you. This
mhm,
only sink into you after
mhm,
you come on that mess day, and
absolutely,
then you horizon broaden.
yeah,
But then the bulk of your people, then Freddie,
mhm,
are still caught up in this mess. Where people like me and you, they try for create that awareness to them. But the idea is they are in there. In other words, the circumstances where you live in, I saw you adjust yourself and I saw you they live within them. Just like how once upon a time it was true with you, the same is true of the people there today. So we have to go. My point is, we have to go easy with them and try for gradually get the message over to them because you're a very good example as per what you they say.
well, good point. But you know why make sense? I will excuse myself, and it's not because of me and everybody
Okay.
else who will live such life. It is because the information where they want them now they get. Come on, when I grew up in Sierra Leone, like I don't be get mobile phone. I don't be know waiting a mobile phone. I don't be even get land phone. My it first before I go get land phone. But like information now, they in their hand, now their fingertip. What are they doing with it? They go tell you, say, oh bo, you know money you want. You just want to eat salon money. Oh, they go cost you mama. Even though the information is there at the time, like one and then they are actually they talk about that story. They Allah a provoke Kutubu say, but Kutubu, waiting you been they do we make you not tell we these things them because it's surely I've been a provoker. But again, I think I'm actually well, if even Kutubu be the talker in corner, maybe be the talker, but we not be get mobile phone where they disseminate this information. But the people are now in a salon, even the but we get push, they get mobile phones. You can see, they can't see the way they talk. But what you see, salon, I know they condemn, say people enough for their TikTok, because even myself, I sometimes go there and laugh and stuff like that. But salon people rather for dinner TikTok, they enjoy certain things them, their lives them they be destroyed. We not be get access to this information. Facebook wasn't there, TikTok wasn't there, WhatsApp wasn't there. You name them. So in a way, we were kept in the dark. So I don't blame me, me enjoyment in me, what I be enjoy in me misery. I need to strive for kind of like take away the blame. But it's the fact that we were not, in fact, lights not been this safe. If even mobile be there, who's I with the charge them for in the first place? Like radio station, like now SLBC no more. Like I remember back in the days, like BBC, what's the name they talk about salons, and then 2 minutes, and what's his name? Ojukutu Macaulay, the other guy, them where be the guy, Victor Silva or something like that, where be they read like report 5 minutes, case closed. But now we get information where they tell you the worth of salon, the worth of Africa, why Africa they struggle like this. You get all those things. So why can people take advantage of it? So I'm not trying to make a pass in my own case, but surely it is because the information were not there.
Okay, fair enough point. But circumstances they change, just like how the circumstances where you paint change. But then the options available and the priority for people are different. Until people like you continue for drive the point home as passionately as you do. Other than that, the priority probably not for look for food. Until they understand, say, well, the food where they look for, they can demand them, not ask for them because government get responsibility. Sort of social contract, if you like. But again, we get from
that's what you and I are doing. You've been doing this for 8 years. You've been doing it, but rather people don't go even say, if even you criticize somebody way I remember, I don't like to call names like people like for criticizing. I remember like a story of this lady like Dana America. Then like just because I call out Minkailo Mansari and say do not support these things, this lady tell me say not to nobody tell me for make me papa po me own papa and po and then a banga and then they hide them. So but the point is like why you they glorify Minkailo way in a way live on stolen wealth, but just though you provoke me back, say, not a person telling me for make me papa poor and stuff like that. But yeah.
So we go come to that, and this now part of this subject matter discussion tonight, specifically with the name way you call and the attitude surrounding like how the lady being respond to you, because there is largely like tribal politics of filth, mamikos, and what have you. We go really come to that. But I want to deal with the government a little bit more between me and you. So let's be specific now. Let's talk about anti-corruption and Ben Kaifala. What say you about are you disappointed the way I conduct himself in office for the last 7 months? Do you see any progress in terms of corruption, anti-corruption?
Look, it's a shame. It's a shambles. Like sometimes you just know who's high for start. This guy display this thing 1 year or 2 years, maybe 1 year into like the SLPP government. You remember, I think we had session here where we talk about the issue about the chief minister and Saliu Jallo, the then whistleblower. We talk about the $2 million where David France.
Yes, now the bank. I remember you articulated that. You talk about the transaction and how they're up in a bank, and the credit card, and we did.
So, and then this guy was defending the chief minister. Even the lie.
Even though we're not now remember even.
Oh, I lost you there.
Even though we're not been in the case of corruption, I think by then he been in Ghana or somewhere. He was away.
Yes, absolutely, you're correct. He wasn't in the country, but he actually kind of like come and defend the chief minister. Say the chief minister, not gets. In fact, like he only gets like a cash card account from EcoBank.
Yeah.
So all of this nonsense. We talk about like if you get cash card accounts and all that in your prepaid card, I think you call them prepaid accounts and things like that. It defend this guy. We don't see blatant corruption of like the first lady, the Africanist press. And then it goes back to like you talking about the APC. All with all the thing the way Africanist press pool, the audit report and all that in the day. Yet, what you will be the see, the APC not able to talk about it. You see, they've ganged up for ruining the people alive. I remember once the is it AKK, because we don't like to call them honorable parliamentarian AKK. Maybe that's the best because they're not honorable enough. Like parliamentarian
I
AKK.
remember, I remember say by now you and AKK una don't resolve, yeah. Because there were times when una being so committed and dedicated to exposing these guys, for like years.
Absolutely, look, for me, I don't make friends with. I have a strict policy. Like no matter what, I don't make friends with people where I find out say not get integrity. It goes back. AKK once mentioned about the Africanist press. It was forced for make it say an opinion. Again, waiting at the three responsibility of parliament. I think if I remember rightly, I remember like Ibrahim used to go over this. It's representation, legislation, and oversight. Oversight. The key thing here is oversight. And then you get Usai Africanist Press was the whistleblower. All you guys could actually easily do now for just saying anything, there is a lead here. Let me go investigate Usai this person say this ministry money lost now. But rather none of them, not one, but he rather can tell we say, we mentioned on one day, it was forced for say now in opinion. It just tells you like how destructive. So you tell me with all the corruption that happened at that country, you see Usai, this guy, when I teach them, he go tie the hand, na country.
Oh yeah, na country, when major corruption was happening at the time.
Absolutely. So tell me, the only reason why they fight this fight, it was because like this whole anti-corruption, gets like an Escoma involved, make like I say an Escoma kind of like, oh, we they call them for questioning. They were trying to beef their case for like the MCC. Like Usai, they don't stall, they don't hold the money now and things like that. And I remember I emailed the MCC a few times. I was really even the World Bank and stuff like that. But when you see all of these things where they happen at the country, imagine like this guy was part of the Renaissance. I was watching where this guy they talk about fuel price move from 3,500. And then I remember like where he said, oh, even fuel, which underpins the basic nonsense of the country, move from 3,500 to 6,000. 3,500 to 6,000. This guy kind of like say they're waiting Black Monday or whatever, or Black Friday or whatever.
Yeah, it was Black Monday. They had this, yeah.
And now this guy, they're always been dealing with Augustine Sori Sengbemara. Now I listen Augustine Sori Sengbemara where they talk to Lamran one of these last few days or so. This guy even say now people in the camp pull case in their hand because they win case because all them judge them they tell and say it oppose government. It don't reach to that level. The guy even talk say and Francis Ben Kaifala, no, they talk again. I remember one day, I think that'll be that guy DJ Bass or so. I mean, they interview him. They talk say they not even they talk again. They were part of the Renaissance. You tell me where is the integrity in a SaLone? Look how messed up SaLone is. Look at the case for like the audit report the way they come out. This guy will tell you say, oh, I go investigate. Then you go see here and that other one when the deputy speak about or so something Conteba. I don't know how he gets one phone in the he gets one alias name. I think that long
that's
area.
Tawa.
That's it. Tawa. You go sit down and all two they argue who that get responsibility for look over the audit report. And the audit report, like every year they increase like the embezzlement, the thievery, but yet still they argue about like, oh, that get the responsibility. And since that time, you only tell the everybody audit report. Now where it just come out. And remember, one they can come out June or December. We can see increase back. And if imagine sack auditor general, sack Auditor General.
Yeah.
Where it be like the INTOSAI, you know, the International like Institute for Supreme Auditors or whatever, like they
Yeah.
even kind of like condemn these things. And it goes back to what they talk about the credibility of the country. You tell me, if all the guy there, you they get the information there, where INTOSAI, a credible international institution, they condemn we country. How sober investor will go na SaLone? How? And this guy, they look all this corruption, all of this corruption. They watch,
Mhm.
like then they tell we say, oh, well, First Lady, if they say for go investigate First Lady, we need to go way back to Siako
So
in time. What's that making play this? What's
okay.
that making play this? It's like
Okay.
they're making mockery out of us. It is sometimes you watch this
Absolutely.
guy there, you're speechless.
Absolutely, Catchbox, and we can go on and on. I mean, the pages, and we'll not even get enough page then for accommodate, just that one aspect of the story. Then let me just give you this one or ask this one as well. Okay, so the president come again to power. They talk about President Bio on the back of Human Development Index, and we understand that, but it sounded much more like a propaganda. We're not being a substance. But at the time, people then believe and say, well, let's call the bluff. Let's give him the chance, and then talk about this free and quality, not only free but quality education. And we are 7 years into the program, big time. I wonder what are your thoughts, here on reflection and inflection. What do you think about the president in Human Development Index, where Kush is rampant in the country, the youths are the flowers for tomorrow, I plague with drug use and abuse, and then the free education. How is it? What's your view?
Look, you see, when you talk there, and the people will just be like, "Oh, you're so critical." But one good save no day of this government, one good. First of all, like I always tell people, you know, there is no stool if the stool in foot say no day. Now, go you this literally. Like there is no stool if the stool in bench there you don't cut them. However, you go sit down at ground. The only things and say, dirty you scatter you trust this number, but in a way, not ground you sit down. You know, when you look at the schooling system, quite recently I saw a video of some picking them. They actually kind of like they take boats, they cross boats. Now morning, I respect those people when they cross them. I doff my heart to these people. I was like, oh my god, like this is amazing. But why picking a need for cross water? Look like the last video where I see where two the same school, I think about two classroom them, they use one blackboard, they cut a middle, one now for the class one, the other one now for class two. You just be like, what is
free
going on now?
free and quality education, and that must be
With
inside the same living space. Now they
yes,
cut blackboard for two different classes.
yes. And then
Goodness,
the
man.
guy where they report now one part the guy a sympathizer of the government, and he was
And
like,
he
oh,
still wants to sanitize that.
he still wants sanitizer. What's happened? Like, I don't say President, you don't go know about this. Shut up. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like you didn't tell me the president you're not gonna know about this. What do you mean? You two blackboard. Then you again it goes back. Let me go back. Let me reflect to myself. Years ago, this president go to UN. I think that it was UN. He met with, I think he gets interviewed at CNN. He told us one picking,
They say
saved
$500.
$500.
Yeah, I
One
remember we did a
picking.
story on that. Yeah,
We
yeah.
did a calculation. They tell we say now about 3 million picking and get access to the free education. So $500 times 3 million people, that's $1.5 billion. SaLone economy, SaLone with money where we generate is 300 at the time was $350. So
And with
how can you
GDP
tell
not
me
even
you
reach that
spend?
much.
Yeah. So you spend 5 times more than what we collect. Are you being serious? But SaLone people and sit down back. When we pull out this information, SaLone people are back, they begin to tell you, say, oh, but una left. These are real things. If somebody they lie this way, it tells you something is wrong with it. The only good thing we're good about it. In fact, like the free education because there is no quality to it. I mean, we all care access to it. We they see how picking and they kind of like they carry on now in that country. They're not even able to construct like simple sentences and stuff like that. However, the only good thing, Santana, it bring about this awareness. People say, oh, school not free, school not free. But to this day, you get people where they pay for admission. People spending millions for admission at the schooling. And not only that, look how people in this they suffer with them picking up that school. They say they get free education, they provide bag and whatever it is. But teachers are not getting paid. So how can you tell me? But when you talk anything there, you say, oh, but you know what see the good thing, self by this government, you didn't see the good thing, but talk the good thing. They can't, they tell them say, then they make Lunge Bridge. Look, I've been telling them, say, look, the only time anybody could go put in money for that Lunge Bridge, that dodgy investor. Again, they not even they do like the feasibility proper, like checks and modeling and all that in there. They affect people and SaLone people in back. They call it and go say, oh, like free education day. Oh, President, you don't count with free education. When you want to get power, just praise Mother Bio no more. Praise Mother Bio till you die. Again, it goes back to like the mentality. The people them not believe in delivery. But when they come, they begin this, oh, delivery. I don't know what that I think I'll be the former chief minister. Delivery. What have you delivered? Which you don't deliver for people when you talk them through there. People like charm you name, they cost you mama. But luckily, me mama before they die, he tell me, say, look, I know you. Stick to waiting that true. And if even I want to tell lie, I go remember my mama waiting and tell me. Man, no can beat me from a grave.
Quite interesting. I obviously want to make progress. I want to segue now into the All People's Congress and other issues them. But just before we segue, one last time, because you keep they say that people and they accuse you say, well, no good thing about the government, no good thing. So me want to ask you directly, is there anything within you that you will find that this government they do well in, has achieved, that they can knock chest for? Anything at all?
I don't know if I need time for go think. But look, I'm just joking. You see, as I say, the education and just bring the awareness for people and for no say it can be done. Or even I don't know if people can get a conviction they say it can be done because sometimes if you not take sense of people and go begin to say it all go back to the system we'll be get. Honestly and truly, well, please like what they say, when you destroy the stool them from the destroy the footstep from the stool or the bench or the chair, there's no more chair. You've taken these guys, they don't destroy the foundation of the country. And it's not just them. I repeat myself, SaLone, we've just been lucky over the years. Like I remember back in the days, you saw these where like commodity price, the iron ore, there was a boom in the economy. One of the things that we so aggrieved me so bad that the fact that una no say this are the kids in the core, the pillar to the economy. Una allow for make this thing go crash on we affect the economy so bad. I don't care. There are financial instruments then where they protect that from happening. And they ought to know that. Therefore, don't protect and secure and guard we position that we not for reach that stage there for make the thing crash on we. Again, it goes the reason why sometimes if even you get the willingness or you get the know-how, the reason why you cannot do it because banks them or other financial institutions cannot edge your position because they kind of like deem are too risky. So even though Santana gets a clue, it goes back to the very one word where they talk about the confidence. But looking at this government rates, I'm finding it difficult. I don't say some people like you say, oh, will they give them 10%? Will they give them 30%? I'm finding it difficult for even give them 1% because they've destroyed the foundation. The foundation. Like for me, SaLone is the most easy place for fix. I cannot give you 5% we're picking and they die every day. The country smell. Like I saw a video of push Momon and then a Congo Cross Bridge that then they sleep. How can I give you 5%? Where these are humans and where they destroy. What you go get for tell me? Kush, you tell me about the drugs business. You harbor like a whole drug lord. We're one of the biggest drug lords in the world. You harbor them there. They destroy the fabrics of a nation. How can I find a way to give you 1%? If I give you 1%, then basically I'm happy for make me picking they take drugs. They be wretched like a that. Now Congo cross bridge. It means I'm selfish. You brother go tell you say, but I just one aspect of it. But that very aspect say now somebody in picking the die. And it get within the power for able to stop them. So why should I give you 1%? Why should I? What's on in the country? Lie to the old day, the old car power ship. Imagine the worst thing with the car power ship, not to say people when they buy the light. All you need for do, transfer the money to car power ship. Then they all up the people and back their money. Get to the extent that the people are actually kind of like they cut off una. Not to say now una they pay them because people they pay light bill. People they pay light bill. But the people when they pay them to EDSA, then they take and they all up them. And nobody need to be held responsible. How can I give them 1%? What's another in the country? All day that yellow 5-gallon rubber, people have to go get them push for body now. That they get a wheelbarrow, go get water for people. These are human resources. You say they capacitate these human resources. What is it doing with them? They destroy their life. So how can I give them 1%? You don't educate them from 5 or go college, no work, no day. Pass and go get water for people. They wouldn't get water now. They take push for get rid of their worries. A country where like we get 7 major rivers. We get bauxite where they purify water. Bauxite and they use them for purify water. We get bauxite, but yet still we're not able to provide water for people. Come on, it is just almost job the way Thames water that they provide. So imagine if we kind of like create job opportunities for water business. Water where company they open water company, almost people in them will employ. But no, you just not yesterday. I don't know if you saw that news. Even England, they begin farm rice now. They begin plant rice now their own country. All day they tell we say, oh, we get some boom. Oh, we get this. Like where would they begin the plant? SaLone go eat state tire. SaLone so waiting for stupid people. For waiting. How can I give them 1%? How? I'm struggling. Exactly if you are helping.
No, you've absolutely made the case. And it's stronger, yeah. So I absolutely understand, because even if you want for help, forgive them some lily point. And then you look at the thing, if you look at education, if you look at the social sciences, if you look at the economy, energy, there is nothing that is truly functioning, and people are not having the best of their lives because even salaries are not being paid. And now, the first time the every person articulate this, of course, not to science per se, but in terms of energy, then they charge the people for the energy. And the people are actually paying, because if you not pay, I think that pay as you go meter, then you won't have electricity. But then instead of you take the money and go pay to the source of the energy, you take you put on your pocket, thereby depriving a whole nation of. So I get you. You make quite a brilliant point, and many thanks for that.
Please, one key thing when you talk about the social side, it reminds me of something. From how governments not respect SaLone people. Imagine Ministry of Social Welfare. Say I don't dare where minister and they talk say, oh, na grade C ministry, na grade D ministry, Ministry of Social Welfare. It tells you now they are lucky they begin first. But Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of this, now they're not A ministry.
Grade
Ministry
A
of
plus.
Social Welfare is grade D ministry. It just tells you that they don't respect the people. They don't care how the people think. They don't.
Yeah. That's a great point. And Fambulem, today na the 29th of September 2025, we did talk to a man who's made a name for himself. Na social media, he's got a huge voice out there. Some people consider him for being controversial. Of course, we can understand the controversy side once you don't agree. There are many things that he says that make absolute sense. There are other things that he said that are questionable, but he's still open to those questions, and it's none other but Cashbox. And we absolutely named this program today Political Compromise versus Betrayal, and we enter that Friday now. So whilst we enter that Friday, I want to let people understand that policy positions in the real world does exist, and it's very, very important. The content, that means then turn quote politicians them. We not really get time for them and we will continue for call them out. If we get a contest of ideas where people like we enemy, guess what they talk to tonight, they look for. Remember, I said a contest of ideas, which means that we entertain ideas, not mamikos. We want to have a civilized, decent, collegial conversation, if you like. So the thing we meet the ideas, we run contrary to what we hope for we country. If we look at this from a certain perspective, you will see how correct we are. Political violence, it don't end with DNA for quite a long time. So it's not really strange, but we know they advocate that. And this is the change that we advocate for. Political assassinations don't go on our country for a while now, but a very, very present now as we speak. We don't see many, many assassinations in the country. And one prominent one, of course, was the late evangelist Samson, may so rest in peace. Person they run from police, or if they pursue person and then you shoot them from the back, that's a crime. And obviously, even though investigation wasn't carried out on that scale, but we know that he was shot from the back and 30 day, no answers. But hopefully one day we will have answers. Pademba Road prisons and many other things. We see leather boots, not captured from a front line as was alleged, but he was killed. And we understand, because of certain things, and there were tumultuous times in our country. Mass political or social movements are what political parties are. We need to understand this. Political party get these mass movements of people. Now it make them very important. And the political party heads them as well should understand these things. They have hundreds and in some cases millions of people. So while we have people who will act or think otherwise, political parties them and their heads supposed for understanding responsibility within a state structure. Those who are opposed to the party, we will ask the question, who are they? How many are they? Waiting at the extent of their voice or their opinion within they do have an opinion, but how does it shape policy or things? How are they saying it? What is the intent? It really does matter. But they talk to none other about Alfred Sanko Sr. And very important on the subject of betrayal and blackmail. Freddie, what are your view about the former president Ernest Bai Koroma?
I get a very strong and disappointing view about to be very, very honest. Is one person where to this day I struggle for understand where he's coming from. Um and First of all, let's just take it away from him being a former president way for able, you know, guard and always, protect the image of SaLone. But let's look at his background as an insurance guru. You know, for me, an Escoma ought for no better. He ought for no better because, as I say, not only as a former president, but as an insurance guru, you for know the things where they cause, you insurance premium for go up, or down, or manage your insurance cost. And Escoma ought for know that. And one of the most disappointing thing, I know like people were saying it, they were kind of like rumors and stuff like that for say, you know, is kind of like, sabotaging the country because I don't even want to talk about, for say it is sabotage Samora or APC. He was sabotaging the country. But for me, you get a president like now that audio way apparently leak, which
Mm-hmm.
to my life I don't think that was like a leak or a leak audio at all because
Mm-hmm.
the person was sent that to me, you know, that Ernest Kuma in your brother and I said that to me. So if that audio will leak, why are you so proud for sending for share them to people? That was the thing where like I was like, leak audio were you proud for share them? But then apparently you share them back to other people and maybe they send them out now. But few things in the way he said that audio way really kill me as an insurance broker or an insurance guru and a former president. Firstly, tell we say, oh, Samura was the weakest contender, but you decide for Guillaume. The weakest, but you decide for Guillaume. Oh, you tell we say, oh, the when Nana Akufo and Macky Sall can take him for that coup business, he say we want fight for his name. Now Nana Akufo then tell him say, oh, what if the courts go play with you case? But yet still, this is the man the way they tell we say Samuel not go to court. But you don't believe the court system, but you want make Samuel Kamara go there. Able. And you look at all of these things, like you be like, Aniskoma, what are you talking about, Naya? And for make you sit up now, they push. I'm not sure if that audio it's right for talk about, like, say the election not done, and Samura Kamara, now if we don't fight the fight, Samura Kamara no go meet him, Samura Kamara no call him, that way. In fact, like Ali Money, just see Payansane, see Pabi Kailu and other people there, and Samura Kamara, they just go boss for them. It goes back to the question and say, hold on. They're always going to tell me one thing, say, nobody no big past the APC party. And there are structures. If Samuel Una Dimam say Samuel Kamara don't commit anti-party activity by not going through the right process, for make Una win election, Samuel Una claim say Samuel Kamara go see Madabio, Samuel Kamara don't go sell. Surely the APC gets structure for make sure say get rid of Samuel Kamara. Again, it goes back to in the very honest Kuruma with Sam Sumana, we see what will happen. The ECOWAS court will say that the two run for the election in Sam Sumana. So it not begin right for Sakam. Even though we own Supreme Court was manipulated, but ECOWAS is bigger. So ECOWAS rule and say it don't get right. It goes back to this point. If Samuel Kamara don't sell in quotation, surely Cherry Coco is the running mate. Una get rid of Samuel Kamara and una fight for the people and vote. If una demon say Samuel Kamara don't sell, if Samuel, I don't want to say self, he don't sell, but it commits anti-party activity. I think in the APC constitution, I think Article 62 or so of the, if I stand to be corrected, 61 or 62, it is clearly did they say if somebody commits anti-party activity, where it kind of like put the party into disrepute, or like the big crime where people vote, you don't protect the people and vote, get rid of this person. Una like Cherry Coco, now in flag bearer away, wanna get rid of him, Cherry Coco can step in. How can you?
But Fred,
yeah.
Sir Fred.
Yeah.
I'm going to be challenging a lot of these things that you're saying, and then we can have a back and a forth, because it's, to me, it's not as straightforward as you want for Putam. Okay, so yes, it is true. If somebody has committed anti-party activity, then of course the party reserve the right, as per constitutional requirement or guideline or bylaws, for get rid of that person. But in my humble opinion, and I can provide some circumstances, some existing circumstances just means you can't just get rid of that person there because maybe your party they in disarray, or that person they go cause problem for the party, and you want to keep the party in sanctity or unity. So therefore you get for manage the problem. And this is part of management as well, where you go know very well. So not to unjust a knee-jerk reaction that the man they cause anti-party activity, they immediately you get rid of them. If the party been in a strong position, let's say they've been in government, then of course they can easily do that. But then get all the tide against them, and they swim against the tide. So therefore, then go get for be careful as to how then they manage and maneuver for get to the end. Don't you think so?
Of course not. I don't think so at all. Again, we then the deputy prime minister of the UK, like what he do, I think he will take post. I think like I don't forget now, but that's something to do with like a mortgage and stuff like that. Then go say, okay, because she was popular, oh na woman. The point why they try to make Naya is Samuel Kamara then gets a
No.
discipline.
Before you move away, because you try for use Angela Reyna as an
Yeah,
example as to
thank you.
why you
Yeah,
disagree with me
yeah.
analogy, but you're
Mhm.
not done for make the point, and then you don't switch back to Samura. So can you
No,
continue with the
no, no,
Angela
no, no.
Reyna
The
in
issue,
Labour as deputy
I
leader?
yeah. Well, no, I completed it because I gave you an example and you know the story. And the
Yeah,
reason
but
why
they
I say,
but they not get rid of Angela Reyna immediately. Angela Reyna has been under the spectrum for quite a while for several reasons. One of them, now that mortgage business, there was another one about sell house, buy house, and
yeah,
what
yeah,
have you. But she's been under the radar, and the Prime Minister, Keir
yeah,
Starmer, continue for defender for a significant period of time. It's
yes,
only when the heat got too much in the kitchen that's when they decided to throw her. They want to be the point.
okay. And how long? You say if you don't go on, how long did it go on for?
Oh yeah, months.
Oh,
They
okay,
manage the
okay,
problem.
okay,
They manage the
okay.
problem within
Okay.
because
So, so this, yeah, yeah,
Angela Reyna for the Labour Party
mhm,
was something like a poster girl because
yeah,
you and I there and we understand what in the Labour Party means, which means that
mhm,
somebody will come up from a background most likely of poverty, council
yeah,
estate and what have you.
yeah,
Usaina de Angela Reyna come up
yeah,
from
yeah,
them background and they to
yeah,
become the deputy leader of the Labour
yeah,
Party.
yeah.
It be appealing for the Labour Party and they always
Okay,
use her as the poster girl. But
okay,
then, because of that same background, a get
yeah,
picking at 16 years old, a
yeah,
get involved, mortgage fraud. That was
yeah,
fraud. Tax dodging, which you know about. Yeah, she dodged tax and show people
mhm,
them how to manipulate them, which was not illegal, but
yeah,
per se. Yeah, but because of imposition we acquire. But the prime minister continued for defender for months
yeah,
until it became unbearable and she had to go. That's when
yeah,
finally the prime minister. It's the same thing with the former ambassador to the US, the Labour
mhm,
ambassador to the US. What the par name? Former Labour
Mendelsohn, yeah, Peter
Mandelson, same thing.
yeah,
He had
yeah,
come under the spotlight and then continue for defend him. When the problem became unmanageable, then they may get rid of him because no one person, like you say, is
no,
bigger than
no.
the party, but it takes a while.
The problem not become unmanageable. The problem surface now clearly. They
Okay.
add evidence of both.
You want to tell me say
The,
they're not being you want to tell me say they're not being evidence and then they suffocate the evidence for see whether they can get away with that.
it was hidden because Peter
Okay.
Mandelson, for instance, before they appoint him, the question was asked about about Epstein. They asked if they even ask him. Keir Starmer asked him. He said no. So the moment when it's in come to light, that's when they got rid of him. And then it goes back
No,
to
Fred.
yeah,
Just a quick one there, I'll let you flow.
yeah,
It is true that's what they are claiming now anyway, that the prime minister asked him. But
mhm,
remember, it's not only the
yeah,
prime minister, but the parliamentary committee already
yes,
had information
yeah,
and demanded more. But Keir
yes.
Starmer was intending to make the man the ambassador anyway. So this is a cover-up story that the prime minister, if you get the prime minister in confidence because the prime minister
Okay,
asked her, no, you get parliamentary
okay.
committee. We had information to that effect that the
Thank you,
man involved with this Epstein business, but
thank
then
you.
refused
Thank
to
you.
bring and come for can't answer parliamentary
Okay,
questions.
I love this point because you
Thank you.
said there was cover up. The
Oh yes,
APC,
of course there
the
was.
APC, the APC never cover up Samuel Kamara. From within couple of weeks, they begin tell we say Samuel Kamara don't go see Madabio. It was clear to us. They told us that. And the point I'm making here, and again, you don't elaborate on the Reina and Peter Medelson in case. It's like whether they cover up it, but like the whole thing come to surface. Everyone knows about it. Everyone kind of like, and then waiting happen, they get rid of them. But the point I'm making here, which make I mention Reina in your team,
Mhm.
nobody as APC they say, not for big pass the party. Again, Boris Johnson, when the whole thing about the COVID thing happened, where it go make party, it be the cover up. When the
Exactly.
thing
There's
come to
always a
surface,
cover up until the
yes,
heat
but
is
that's
too
what
much to
so that's
bear.
so that's the point. But the APC, let we say they cover up for 2 weeks. The point is, do not let your party go down just because of one person in crime. Boris Johnson, they get rid of her. They voted her. In fact, like people and then I begin to talk to them and say, no, buddy, we need to back you now. You get for go. The points now, and I mention that the party is bigger than one person. And even the APC always they propagate that to me and say, oh, no single individual, no big past the party. So the points now is if Samoa Kamara don't sell, why they don't forget rid of Samoa Kamara and bring in Cherry Coco? Make Cherry Coco. Now we say, may God forbid people, Papa. Now we say Samoa Kamara be died. The point now is like you need if somebody commits anti-party activity because somebody know they were big, no person know they were big past APC party, get rid of the person and fight for the people and vote because the people are actually kind of like voted. Why would I kind of like they make waiting the people and vote for go down in the drain?
Yeah, but Fred, the point.
Yeah, go on.
Again, the people commit anti-party activity, then you need to get rid of them. But equally so, are they say in politics that, and this is why the example of Labour, Mandelson, and Angela Rayner came into the picture. It's not like they were not aware of this information. The opposition knew about it. Labour insiders knew about this. But the damage it will cause, where you know probably prepare for a replacement. And in the case of APC, the APC been there in a very tight corner. So if you say you they go get rid of Samura, we been command the respect of the grassroots at the time, you tell me not that the damage that the APC will have done to itself. Don't you see that?
I don't agree, Brother Prince. If
why is it?
No, okay, if they had gotten rid of Samoa Kamara and then fight for the people and vote because they say they win the election, trust me, the people and go turn against Samoa Kamara. The reason why make some part we still they kind of like be iffy about
but they supported Samora Kamara for a significant period of time. So it wasn't like it was immediate. He was still leader of the party while the APC been negotiate with the ruling party.
No, Prince, make a lay me premise. The point now is the people that vote now in count. Get rid whether there's for instance, let me come back to the UK, Peter Mandelson. Keir Starmer say, okay, because Peter Mandelson, of course, not to in at the head. But then we just say, we give an example, because nobody know for big past the Labour Party. Nobody know for big past the country in reputation. Nobody know for big past like the country in economy or whatever you call it.
That is very true, yes.
Thank you. So the point is, can someone not just say, okay, because, you know, Rayner don't commit this thing, make we kind of like call for another election, which it could have done, then get that opportunity. You know, say, okay, nothing. Like let we give up.
No, not really. No, but the circumstances in terms of the example where they are completely different. The point here is
different.
It's different in the sense Samura was the leader of the party where he won for an election.
No, I make that caveat today where I make the point. I just say fair enough, Mandelson wasn't the head, but so Boris Johnson.
But you equally saying that he could have called, you say Labour could have called, Keir Starmer could have called for an election.
Let's go back to Boris Johnson. What did he do? You know, hand over power? Did he call for election? Even though Labour, they say they will call for election, they didn't because they get the power for doing. What happened? They give, hand over to a company.
No, not really. No, it doesn't work that way. The point here is, the Conservative at the time had gone to the polls and won an election, and the duration of the election, it been still there legitimately, like I think a 5-year term.
Okay.
So not because the Prime Minister fall foul, the Conservatives still had the elections which they won.
It's a perfect example. It's a perfect example because again, APC now then tell we say they win election. APC tell we say they win election. Not so we tell them so. Now they tell we. So if they win election, Samoa Kamara fall.
They were claiming that they won the election.
They never said so. Well, whether they claim or not, the point is this is where they shoot themselves in the foot. This is where they shot themselves. Because if you claim, say you win election, why you not go fight or prove them beyond reasonable doubt and no say wanna fight for it? Because Samoa Kamara, but what did they say? They win the election, but Samoa Kamara not manage the process well.
Mr. Sanko, obviously there is a timeline, but we sort of they close the gap. all the
Yes.
things the way you say, it didn't happen immediately. It is true that APC claim, just like most oppositions the world over,
It happened
then
within
claim
weeks.
say
Whoever
they
with it.
win, that they
Yes.
win, but at least weeks will be, like number of days. So it
Okay.
wasn't like
Yes.
so
So why did they
suddenly.
not get
But
rid of him?
the point here is Samora lasted because the party politics call for, according to the law, 6
Yes.
months after elections. Samora lasted
Yeah.
way after the 6 months, and because of the prevailing circumstances at the time, which is negotiation being go on, disagreements being
But
go on.
the party constitution not say you for lasting for 6 months if you commit anti-party activity. You can be getting rid of. You can be getting rid of like anytime prior to your 6 month ending.
But that is true. So when was Samora accused of committing anti-party activity? And by whom?
Few weeks after the election, they started telling us they win the election, but made them move on.
That's hearsay, and they say that's what I think say you they allude to. Yeah, because there were certain quarters.
Yes. Sorry,
no, it wasn't true. The entered government, they sat out. They say we are not joining this government because are aggrieved that the election results did not reflect the will of the people.
That was before the 6 months. It was a couple of weeks
before the 6 months. So there was a window there.
We missed the point. They refused to go to parliament. They said they win the election. They told us that. Okay. Yeah. So if they don't begin to tell we say someone not handle the thing well, in fact, this was like way before.
Yeah, but when was the time where they begin to say Samoa not handle the thing well, and not immediately after the elections, because they support
the time when they go parliament back right then.
Okay, okay, fair enough. So between within 3 months, you see, so you see where we go. 3 months, that's 90 days, and the pressure was building. So there was a window there. That's the point. But that's the point I'm trying to establish. You said days.
Why? If they don't tell we say, remember, they're not going to parliament because they clearly tell we say they won the election. In fact, they said that.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the legality, whether it is true.
Correct.
But the fact is, they tell we say they win the election. And before they begin going to parliament, we think, I don't know if now 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, I can't remember now. They actually kind of like begin to tell we say, oh, somewhere I don't go sell. Ooh, they go to parliament. You remember the story of Mohamed Bangura? They begin to build up from that. Mohamed Bangura begin to tell we say, no, don't worry, no more, they get for camp. They don't begin to tell we that say somewhere we don't go sell.
Okay,
so,
Freddie.
Right there. My point is, they don't tell we whether it, again, as I say, it is true or not. If they say they win the election, they must have had some information somewhere. And then they say Samuel Kamara don't go sell. Nobody not big past the APC. Nobody whatsoever. Then they say and as per constitution, and they get flagged them and running mate. Why? My question is, why they not get not about like the management or because the moment you begin to say and say, oh, Samuel Kamara, oh, he get the grassroots, then it means Samuel Kamara don't become big past the party.
Now, it make interested in that line. I make them get deputy, and why make Neno, and then you switch again to something else.
Why make them? I mean, you understand why? If I tell you say they don't get rid of Samuel Kamara, why then they don't make Cherry Coco for make it kind of like take up the fight, and because of for making fight for the winning, when they tell
so what in the constitution say? The flag bearer, and the deputy, their term will effectively come to an end because they were elected as both as running mates. So after that 6 months there, as per the constitution, their term of office is over.
No, but we just established say they started saying Samuel Sel when they begin going to parliament, which is less than the 6 months.
No. First of all, I'm not denying that.
Okay.
I'm looking at the official APC position. You seem to be looking at or listening to the crowd around.
No.
So let's get a timeline. Let's get a timeline, Freddie.
Please.
So the elections are over. APC say we win the elections. Marabio say now in win the elections. Constitutionally speaking, even though we get question marks about that, let me just agree on this, that the man constitutionally with the right for declare the election, saying Marabio win. So APC, the opposition party, protest or protested and say, no, 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 now we win. So there was a contest there. And this window existed for a while in which many things happened in between. The APC, as a matter of fact, say, well, we need to join UNA for going to government as opposed to the seats they will win at parliament and other areas, including the mayoralty of Freetown. We're not joining you. This is a sign of we protest. And that protest, they take a while. And whilst it was happening, simultaneously, there were ongoing conversations or some peace deal that was being done in the background, including all the aggrieved parties and then the international community. This was happening simultaneously as time was going on. So as time went by, the government refused for budge and say, no, no, then win. Here is the results, even though it was contestable. Within a period of time, Sir Fred, many things don't happen and plenty of time had gone by, but in the end, they did agree on something and Samora was still the head. While Samora was still the head, rumors been the come out. That's why I'm alluding to that. Rumors been the come out. Oh, Samora don't sell. Oh, Samora go see. This was not an official APC position. We come out in a press statement.
Prince, I think with it again, we reverse the timing. We just established that the timing when they begin to say Samora Kamara sold was the time when they begin to go to parliament this way. No, hold on. Let me get the timing right. Go on. Because the problem where we get now, they don't tell we say before they begin going to parliament. And remember, it wasn't just the APC will tell you say they win the election, even though the international community did not make it open. The US ambassador tell you, the independent observers like the Marcella Sambers.
You
tell we say nobody not gets outright winner.
Well, exactly. So APC was claiming. These were observers. But I think maybe since you can miss some of me like that because I make a clear additional before I mention you. I say they not tell we say Samora win the election. They did not say that to us, but they clearly tell we say malpractices and the election results not in the announce. So to some extent, like clearly, it show we say something went wrong. And then let me go back to the timing of this whole thing. Samora Kamara in time, not been done it. I think now within 2 months, now they begin going to parliament back. They begin to say Samora Kamara don't sell them, waiting for make them not actually going to parliament. If Samora Kamara they begin to say there has to be an official communication. That's my point. Not to hearsay and they say because one APC official say so. Did any APC communication statement come out and say Samoa don't sell out, they don't go meeting? Was there any official communication?
Prince, let we know. We've had this from the chairman of the APC.
Okay.
No, you know, yeah.
No, I know. But the point here is there was many things to that effect said in passing by officials and other people on the side.
When you say as the CEO of Denner now, it means that Denner now don't talk.
Well, it has to be a policy of the organization. Yes, you can hold me and I can find a way around that. But if it's not a policy that I say something in passing or interview, yes, you can hold me responsible and I can come out and defend that.
No, not just you. It goes with the credibility of your organization and your platform.
Yes, I agree.
You speak on behalf of your organization. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree. Okay. But I'm saying if it's not a policy, that's my point. Yes, you can hold me responsible as something where I say maybe I come on an interview and I speak in behalf of my platform. Sometimes not even on behalf of my platform. I'm the CEO of the platform and I say something, yes, you can hold me responsible and I will come out for can't defend them. But if it's not equally a policy of my organization, then that means it left under question. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, make a point.
No. That's not true, bro, Prince. When you become like a CEO, inherently, it is your responsibility. If even you don't check, you for mind the words the way you talk about that organization.
I just accepted that, but saying that as long as it's not a policy of my organization, you get a right for hold me responsible, but I can come back for can't defend that. Yes, you can hold me responsible. That's what I'm saying. But if it's a policy, then is a policy. That's what we come out with jointly. Why do you feel say they can issue press statements? Political parties, why do you think they issue press statements?
Okay.
Because they collectively agree that this is we position.
No.
Did they collectively agree?
Let's keep to this. Like I want make we build.
Okay.
I tell you say, you as whether you pull press release or not, when you talk, when Donald Trump talk, they talk on behalf of America. When Keir Starmer talk, when you talk as a CEO of TNN, whether self like now when we meet up bottom treats for to Bingles or IBs, when you talk, people judge you right there. I just don't establish to you say. You tell me say if there was a press release by the APC for say
correct. Very important.
But the chairman, deputy chairman, secretary general, PRO, they all don't say them. It means it come out from the APC. We don't need to get press release. That's
no. I think you're missing the point completely.
Okay.
I do agree with you that when them people there of that stature they speak, definitely we hold them to account for them words the way they say.
Okay.
But they can equally deny them words and they because remember they operate in a dual capacity.
But they've
they
never
can
denied
equally
it.
say well of course. But you see, here lies the difference. They haven't denied it, so therefore we continue to hold them. But what the points I was trying.
May I tell you another thing? When a chairman or CEO talk recklessly like that, then they get rid of them. If really they in line, in tandem with the organization, then they get rid of him because it was reckless of him. Do you agree?
Well, it will depend on the magnitude of what you say. Not everything we say we're not working in tandem with the organization. No, Freddie. Within the CEO say, it has to be toxic and very damaging to the organization. Which I understand you they say it's like a flat rate. The idea that it says something, we're not just chime with the organization, regardless of the
No, okay. I understand the magnitude.
Okay,
but again, the magnitude of it. Don't you think the biggest crime way like a political party go commit now for me they say they win election, but then let's go off
we've been come to that, okay? And
but
this is something
the magnitude of the statement. But that's what the chairman then they say. The secretary.
Okay, so I agree with your question. I agree and disagree. You see, it doesn't work like that in the real world. This is the point I'm trying to.
I can give you a practical example now.
This is the point. Okay.
I can give you Elon Musk.
So I can equally give you examples and real examples, real life examples.
Please give me one.
I can give you the example of the biggest election ever in the world. I don't know a few people and don't weigh in on that, but they need to go really check the record. And that was the election between George Bush and Al Gore. And where Al Gore claimed the elections and say he win the elections and cites out the malfeasance, then what happened and what have you. Jeb Bush, the president, the incoming president in border, how he fidgeted the elections and what have you. And then call Al Gore and settle that election matter day. And Al Gore being there for settle, even though he claimed the elections and the evidence directs it. Al Gore did win the elections, and Jeb Bush, the incoming president in border, he played some foul play. Where give undue advantage, which was wrong, to him brother George Bush Jr. So you see, that's a very good example.
How did they settle it?
Na court.
Okay, so credible. I want to make you use the word credible court.
Freddie.
No.
I get a segment on this conversation. They come quickly. I get a segment on this conversation where waiting with the talk so now. Been a calm, because I definitely knew we would disagree, but then we don't fast track them, so maybe I will forget about other things and let's just, continue on this.
Let me finish first this side for let we agree. Say the chairman, the secretaries, when they make utterances like that, it comes especially when they were not punished. It means like it's in tandem with the party. Let we agree on that because the fact
you see what you yourself say it look like, and they agree with you that these people have responsibilities, but they tell you equally so in the real world, even though they get their responsibility there, they get dual positions. Then way sometimes they can claim say that they operate on.
No,
it's
I don't
damaging. It's damaging. No, you don't have to agree. But let me just finish this point.
Yeah.
It's damaging to the party or to the organization But then can say, and it can cost them. Sometimes it can cost them their job. Sometimes they can survive depending on the magnitude of the damage.
Yeah.
But the idea is we get for differentiate between a policy. And I make I tell you about statement where you say, and not necessary for let them pull state. No. When they pull a statement, that means the party has agreed. This is our position. Okay.
Yes.
As opposed to the CEO speak yonder, it carry a burden. But it can say, I've been speak in my personal capacity, and if there's a way around where it can wrangle in way, it's possible say it can wrangle a way around that, even though it may have caused damage to the party. That's my point.
Have you seen press releases and press conferences of the APC? They tell we say Samuel Kamad don't sell.
But this is a different thing now that you're talking about. I agree with you because
I don't want why I go to this point, because me know when chairman them and secretary them, people like say now the board make certain statements in an organization, especially when you go down well with like the ideals of the organization, then they get rid of them.
Yes. We just agreed on.
But let me forget about the press release or press conference. The only reason why we can with press conference, it is because for me, say the chairman them already they don't make press conference. They when they talk exactly what they talk to. However,
that is my point. That speaks to my point that once then is conclusive. That what you just cite now, it become evidentiary, say, well, the party be not sit on, they had a press conference, which means that they have agreed. But if you get the CEO Minkailu talking that, it's equally damaging to the. It's not that say damaging to the party. So these are two separate things.
No. I come with that point. They just for solidify the position, but I still stand on the
point. But of course,
I
agree with that.
But I still stand on the point that regardless whether a press conference they get or not, when a chairman or I can give you thousands of experience about like a practical experience. I can give you Elon Musk. I can give you like even Tijan Thiam, where they run now for Ivory Coast, like being an aspirant. I can give you example when they speak things them way wrong, go in line with the organization in principles and ideals, then they get rid of them.
So let me ask you the question in the opposite. Because you seem today in this straight pattern as if there is no other. So the examples where you give, the examples then where you give, no. If you just hear me out, the examples where you give are very good examples. But you are saying that when these things happen, they get rid of these people. And I am saying this is not always the case. So all the cases then where you cite, you say yes, they don't get rid the Ivorian guy where you give, they don't get rid of him. But I can give you examples. Like I just give you the example of an election which was won by Al Gore. Al Gore won the election, but the compromise on one.
But that's a different argument. We're talking about
okay, now let's be different. I agree. Fred. I agree. That argument is different. It was part of the argument that we have. So let me move and accommodate. In terms of what you say just now, in the real world, not all the time when CEOs say something outside of their organization, offbeat, that they get for lose their job.
But
correct?
I did agree with you on that. You say
okay, then let's move on then.
No, hold on. Let's clarify. You say it depends on the magnitude, and this is the reason.
Exactly.
But I ask you, waiting big for make a political party here, we say we win election, but then we move on. Is that not big enough?
When I did the Al Gore business come inside, because you see, because you make that example, it's APC was wrong, and they agree say APC was wrong. The idea is, but the bottom line is they did not win the elections, and you cited examples as to Marcela Samba's new, the American ambassador. Nobody got the magic number. So what are you going about?
Okay,
what is it?
Go about? Hold on. Where did they go about? I need to go about for say Samoa and did win the election. And they go about the point. Hold on. The point that they themselves, the APC, told us that. And if they tell we that, then get responsibility for protect the people and vote.
Agree? Well, but what's in a claim wasn't true.
No. Hold on. But
it wasn't true.
No, hold on. Not
so I don't know. I'm lost.
You deviate from. I'm sorry.
How so?
The point there is whether it's not true or not. The point is then they deceive we back, then they fool we, because look now they self to this day To this day, when they talk about now, they talk about the election result, whether it is true. Because
Yeah.
again, you and I know, news said it, the ambassador said it. I think Russia, EU, all criticize it. The point that they make to you, I'm talking about
It was the
the
conduct of the
responsibility.
elections. Yeah.
Not the conduct of the election. I'm talking about, yes, they criticize the conduct of the election, but you come with a clear statement. We make it even one away, right? Even the American ambassador. The point where they make Naya is, and they talk about the responsibility of Samoa Kamara and the APC party. That's the argument. The point is, if they say Samoa sell them, it's as a result for them not fighting for it. Now the argument that they were at the way with the make Naya, it's not about say, oh, let's go to how factual it was, how factual the
But then
statement
you go to, you
was.
are still going on the premise, and this is going to be my question to you anyway. You are still
Yeah.
going on the premise that APC claims it and win the election, and in fact you disagree with the word claim. In fact, you believe say they win the elections.
I do.
This is important. There we
Yes,
go. So you
I
see,
do.
so all your argument is based on the fact that you believe, even though you say those that came to observe the elections who are
Yeah,
credible enough, i.e.,
yeah,
the U.S. ambassador and
yeah.
Marcela Sambas knew,
Mhm.
no one got the magic number, but yet you, Freddie, believe say APC win the election. Hence, why
Um,
your argument
uh, and
appear to be flawed because you believe in something that really not
no,
happened.
okay. I think maybe before you say it's flawed or happens to be flawed, maybe you forgot ask me why I said that.
Now make I say happen for be flawed. So
Yes,
I
I
still
know,
left room
but
for
before you
I
say
still
that,
left room.
maybe
Okay,
ask
okay,
me
okay.
why
Let me
I
take that
said
back.
that. Okay.
Let me take that
Yeah.
back
No,
because
no, it doesn't
remember,
matter. Like
say
it's fine. But let me just the point now is the reason why I say
I set the premise, the arguments
okay.
the way you make.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the
Mhm.
contrary, but you
Yeah.
personally believe say that
Mhm.
APC won the elections. Hence, the arguments the way you make
Okay.
were very
First,
strong
first
that
thing,
they claim.
first thing,
So let me
first
ask
thing.
you now,
Yeah.
Freddie,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
do you think, Mr. Sanko,
Yeah.
that APC won the elections? Where is the evidence you have for proof
Thank
say
you.
APC win the elections?
Thank you. That's a lovely question. But first, I just want back a little bit.
Sure.
The argument we were having, it's not about me opposition whether APC win the election or whether they come out from a point of view that APC won the election, even though I believe so, and I will tell you why. But the argument will be they make now the fact that the APC gets responsibility for protect the vote. They shouldn't blame Samoa Kamara. That was my point. Where
Yeah, but
this
that's completely that,
with,
yeah, I agree, but that's
okay,
completely different.
yes, it's
So
different.
it's not like APC. The point here, the point that you're making,
Yeah.
the APC did protect their vote. Your
Uh,
point is because no, yes, exactly. I'm going to make it
mm,
clear to you because I think you
mm,
self they missed that point there.
okay.
Because you believe that the
Mm,
APC won the election, so when you claim to protect the vote, it's
mhm.
because whatever vote that they protected did not reflect the one that you are alluding to. We say them win the elections. But sure enough, my good brother, they did protected their votes and they come out with your RRF forms and what have you in a way where they be able for protect them as an opposition party. But your
Mhm.
point here is because you believe say them win and not protect that vote, we declare them as winner. That's where your argument lies. Correct?
Okay, and the argument will be there prior to that. No, be even reach that side for whether I believe because you only
I,
asked me that
I know.
question 2 minutes ago. Is that correct? So
Yeah, that's
we don't
correct.
even reach that side.
But we'll
The
be
thing will be the
gradually the
argue.
build up. Will be the build
Okay,
up
yes, but the thing will
to
be
the
the
point.
argue about it is about the fact whether we for believe say Samuel Kamara sold. That was the argument, and I try to give example why me like whether Samuel Kamara sell or not. APC did not protect the people's votes according to and remember at a quote based on waiting and say we don't reach that side yet
On
to make
other than
why
say,
I believe
other than say
the APC.
that they not protect their
No,
votes.
they say yes, of course, because they say they win the election, but may they move on.
Yeah,
They said
again, that speak to the underlying factor that you believe.
um
You believe that the APC win
you
the
asked me
election.
that yeah you asked me that question. If even I not believe them for the fact that they said it, waiting with the try for talk now the recklessness of the APC as a political party.
But it
because
doesn't have to be true, Mr. Sankor. For
waiting
claim
not
say
have to
them
be
win,
true.
for
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying now. For claim say them win, and
yeah.
not mean say that it is true that they won until
No,
they
that's
provide evidence to that. If
but,
they have
but
to
that's
provide
but,
evidence, my
but
friend, are
that's
you going
not
to
my
deny that?
no, but that's not my argument. My argument is they just clearly showed us that they are reckless because if they say
Okay,
they win election, then
and
say
they
let
not
we move on,
protect.
it means they are reckless. That's the
Okay,
argument.
before we come to your evidence, if
Yeah,
you will permit me, please. In
please.
terms of this last point where you make, because it's like
Mhm,
protect the vote,
mhm,
and did the APC just after them claim say them win them?
mhm.
Did they just decided to move on after Marabio say, but una not win, I mean win? Did they just decided for move on?
Of course,
Was there
they
a
move on.
battle, a
No,
fight? That not me
no. Then
question.
tell we say first of all the parliamentarian they begin to say Samuel don't go sell. We they go.
But in
They
between
did.
there, Freddie, in
Yeah,
between there,
yeah,
the APC did put up a fight. There was a challenge. Then they say no, but no agree, but now we win. So there was
yes,
an ongoing. Yeah, that's my point. So it's not like the way how you sort of play them out. Like well, we claim say we win, and that's a
yeah,
claim,
mm-hmm,
and then turn them back on the claim.
yeah.
Except if you hold the view, say that indeed then win, not only claim number where they make, but indeed you believe say then win. But let we
Yeah, yeah,
come to
yeah. Let we not double this argument. The point now is forget about waiting me believe. Waiting me believe with the counter it. The point now is I just say let we establish the recklessness of them because remember when they fought, they actually not going to parliament, and then they all begin to twist now, begin to go to parliament. Right there, right there, based on waiting, then tell we whether it is false or true. If you tell me, say, you win an election, but let we go to parliament, right there, it don't show me, say, you're reckless. Right there. It's a simple.
so
Those are waiting at the facts right now, I tell you. Now, waiting then say, if you tell me, say, okay, I pass for go from 5, but they decide for repeat, how you go see that beginning?
that's completely different.
No, but it's the same
That's
thing. It's the
completely
same.
different
No, it's the
because
same thing. Yeah,
the point
yes,
here is
yeah.
in terms of the analogy where you get a pass for go from 5. First of all, you get for establish say you pass. You get for show you report card say you meet the requirements.
No,
Say
but
you
again,
pass go.
you reverse the
No,
argument,
no.
rapidly.
There's a
No, you
reason
reverse
why
the
they
argument.
reverse. There's a reason
No,
why they reverse them. There's a
yes,
reason
go.
why, Freddie.
Yes,
So you get for proof say that you meet the
yeah,
requirements. Say a pass go from 5.
yeah,
Then it become now a choice, which is rare, but it's possible because then that's a choice.
yeah,
Because you don't prove, say, I pass
yeah,
for go from 5 through
yeah,
your report card,
yes.
but you know it's not satisfied with me grade them. So I think say they repeat from 4.
Okay.
For like a better grade for go. That's
Yeah, yeah. But the point is, we all for progress in our life. We all when we go to school now one per week they get 100% to perfection. We all go get like 60%, 40%, 70%. It means like there's still room for improvement even where you go. The point why they make Naya is I know they argue Naya about waiting na fact. Now waiting like a reckless person say. It's just like one brab in there na salon where they make comedy. Say, oh, we all we the better one, they all they die now. We the lucky one and nobody left. It they make that joke they. But
yeah, buddy.
it is no I just they make the premise now I say. Forget about me own fact. Me own fact, I can't tell you
No,
why
no, but
I
the
feel.
underlining factor is
Yeah.
whether a reckless joke, it's a joke where you buy into and take serious because that na the standard way they hold them up to now.
A
Every
political
bit
party
of
they make
your
joke with
argument,
people alive. A political party
every bit
they get policies they make joke with people alive.
when the analogy where you give in terms of a joke, but let we say
Yeah.
it's serious, then
Okay.
claim. You
Okay.
need for understand this, then
Yeah.
claim, then claim.
Um.
But you Freddie
Okay.
believe, the claim
Yeah.
way, let we say, not to
Yeah.
on your own. Now the
Okay.
claim where they make, now in
Okay.
you believe and you
Okay.
hold on to that. So
Yeah.
the idea that then decide for move
Mm-hmm.
instead of then stay, put. Say
Yeah.
because we claim say we win, we're not taking it an inch from here until they give political power.
Okay. First
Even
of
though
all,
I know I
first of all, I don't ever take them claim as a gospel truth.
okay.
Waiting I take as a gospel truth, or waiting I find really reckless. Now for make them even utter the statements that we win, but let we move on. But
And you not see why. You not see why that then put up a
why
fight.
they say so?
Also, you be one, yes, you just want for let it continue. Hold the country at ransom. If possible, light the country up.
But
Is that your
position?
position?
They still they talk and say they win, but may they move on.
Yeah, but they have moved. Yes, but they have moved on. That's why they
But
decide
why
to
the
take it.
hotel we say they win, but may they move on? Now recklessness.
Freddie, first of all, and now I know say to politician. No, this is politics.
It's not supposed to be about politics.
This now politics one. This now politics 101.
No.
Every elections around the world, Fred, is claimed by all contests, especially the two major one them.
Okay.
The one way we know, the one way not we know. The all man they say we win.
No, I don't agree.
In the end,
I don't agree. We don't ever see that situation in the UK. Outside somebody they say I win, but no just left there no more.
Okay. So it may not be on the prime ministerial level, but it can be on parliamentary level. There's a case ongoing now between. I can give you the example, my friend. I got the receipts. I'm not just saying.
We're talking about president. Okay, go on. Give me the example.
No. It's in the UK. It's in the UK, so it's not necessarily the prime ministerial level. It's generally about elections.
Yeah.
George Galloway, get case in a court right now, lodged with the Manchester police. And that case is being investigated about election fraud and how they defraud them from winning the elections. That's a case, isn't it? That's a case, isn't it? A challenge.
You just say the case is ongoing, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
who's difference with that they make?
APC is not one case.
But the country is moving on. In the APC case,
So if APC challenge them, does that mean the country they die?
So yeah.
Huh? But George, the example what you give, so George Galloway.
So if APC been challenged them. Freddie, 1 minute. APC been challenged the government.
Mm-hmm.
As a consequence, you always talk about economy and finance and what have you. Do you know how much it been the cost? Where in fact that's a pressure tactic as well. But do you know how much it been the cost government just that position the way APC been take? You know how much it been the cost government a day?
But do you know on the flip side, when you challenge for the right thing, it brings confidence?
When you're talking about the right thing, you see, every nuance that you express, it gives away your undertone that you believe, say, then win. That is the problem. So let's talk about that.
Excuse me. No, don't forget about that. Excuse me.
Let's talk about.
Yes, you just say George Galloway, they challenge him. It means when they challenge him, it brings credibility to the system. So why APC, they still they talk, they need to challenge him.
So Fred, let's make progress. Let's move on because I don't think
end the program. Let we end on but I'm not going to agree. The simple thing is
but I just don't agree. We may not going to agree. So let's make progress on the same line. Okay. On the same line, but we need to make progress. So the progress here is why you, Mr. Sanko, believe say on an evidentiary basis, say APC win the elections.
Okay. Have you ever seen the tripartite report?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Did you see the evidential proof of the RRFs?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And I'm sorry, like now you didn't interview me, but again,
fine. You ask question, of course, yeah.
So the point there is, if that's the case, then surely you see Usai, they submitted about 70.2% of the RRFs. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, and when those 70% were produced in the tripartite, a legal document where can subject anybody to imprisonment or treasonable offense, then tell we say Samuel Kamara gets a commanding lead. And if at all,
commanding lead, yeah. But continue. No, let's underline that word. Commanding 57.2%. But I thought 72% will amount to 57, which obviously make him a winner. Not a commanding lead, it's a winner. But
Yes,
continue
a win.
because
Thank you.
I
So
will explain.
I'll
Yeah.
take them back. Say commanding lead. So
Okay.
it we say, and if the SLPP did not produce anything other than what is given to us, or they're not actually kind of like old Samuel come out in foot to the fire and say, why did you do that? Because this document that you produce is not legal, then why shouldn't I believe that they win the election?
So now the basis then of you believe, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, let me help you, my dear brother.
Thank you.
So for begin with, yes, it is inside the document because this now evidence where all sides bring. This now APC then your evidence in terms of the RRF forms them where them present. Waiting, I think say you they miss you along with many other people. The APC they made a deliberate stand and position, and then RRF formed them, they will then submit. Now RRF formed them from their own strongholds, their own areas. It's not representative of the entire country, my friend. And this is very, very key. Go speak to your sources because you are very well.
Yes, sure.
Oh, sure.
It's not possible for make 70% of the RRFs come out from APC, then side them or then stronghold alone. And if even it is the case, 70%. I mean, waiting at APC then stronghold. The north, SLPP get south and east. And if even they did, it is the responsibility. So again, for me, you say you think say we get wrong. It is not wrong.
Okay.
It is correct.
So again, like,
no, the point is, it is the onus when APC produce 70%, whether it is from their stronghold or not, as long as the SLPP, and again, even the ECSL will announce, not show we result. So we for best end, new don't question them, America don't question them, everybody else don't question them. And then in a legal document, the APC produce RRFs. If SLPP cannot, one, counter it, two, produce theirs, why shouldn't I make judgment on it?
Okay, Fred. Okay, sir, Fred. Fair enough. I begin my answer with strategically the APC decide for pool their RRF forms them. And you know man with no figures. Absolutely. And you go no say percent now 100, over 100. Okay?
Yeah.
So we they talk about something where represents then your own place, which is over 100, and then come up with 70%. That 70%, I'm telling you, take this to the bank. It's not representative of the entire country. And it's simple. So you can question that, but you go.
It's not. No, but we know it's in a sample. Let we assume say all of the other according to SaLone law, if like then destroy RRF or they fetch now a station, then they count them. So you they say 100%. But what if this 70%, the rest of the 30%, they fetch they cut them? Why we not for based the result on the 70%?
Yeah, but
we available.
But you go into theoretical terms. I'm telling you about practical.
Oh my God!
No, that's theoretical. No. Sir Fred, that's
theoretical. It is not theoretical.
Sir Fred.
Yes,
the 70% of RRF forms largely na APC the area, and I can tell you for free that even that number there. Now I make begin the conversation on this basis here, say strategically, because the tactic of the APC then was to use by amplifying the number percentile wise for put the SLPP under pressure for make let them pull their own. That was the tactic, but under no condition, because the idea that we go know say this is based on a false.
Around 60% where the SLPP do their own stronghold as well.
My friend, I listen to all of that, but that's not my argument at this point in time. My argument is you base your evidence will make you believe. That's what I'm dealing with. Let's deal with that. Let's not scatter the. Let use some of your parable because you know man we full of them old parable like not scatter the till I'm telling you, Fred, with all due respect, that the 70%,
Yeah.
It's not even 70%. The number was just sex up. I'm telling you this. And then furthermore, it wasn't representative of the country. And at that night they used for go on.
Did you just say it was sex up?
You heard me loud and clear, and I repeat that again, that 70% was sex up as a strategy, a tactic for force the SLPP for come out with a counter and pull them. Yeah.
Just so I understand it well, when you say it was sex up, you mean the one they went and shown at the tripartite report?
That's what I'm telling you. This is APC numbers.
Well, that's a very dangerous. That's a very dangerous statement for make right there. You know why?
I agree. No, because that's a serious.
You know why it is dangerous? You know why it is dangerous?
No.
It is a treasonable offense for anybody for produce a false result.
Okay.
So you cannot tell me it was sex up.
So let me agree with you that it's a treasonable.
Yeah.
Ready? Let me agree with you that it's a treasonable offense.
Yeah.
But I consider my role as a reporter, for look into these things and then come out with waiting and know while still protecting my sources. That's the point. But let we move on. Let we move on the same point.
It just like for make somebody waiting you talk say about the sources. It just like for make somebody can see me. I don't want to be rude and tell me say no, Mina woman. Because the reason why they say so, this whole thing, whether you source is good, powerful, credible. The point is for the fact that it was made public. It was published in a legal document. Anybody will produce such falsified figure or document is subject to a treasonable offense.
Okay, you said it for the third time. So
I not done it. I not done it. So whatever you say, it was sex up. I would never. Again, it goes back to the point that if it was sex up, SaLone not to a credible nation, and it goes back to Usai we start that we for always care about we reputation and credibility. It is the honors of the government or institutions for ensure that Samura or the APC do not produce false information.
So okay,
it goes
Freddy,
back to where we started.
Sir Fred. Yes. So you are absolutely right, but you're missing so many points, my dear brother. You're missing so many points. The reason when our next subject matter I go soon segue to that is exactly why they came up with a unity agreement and a tripartite agreement. Because the institutions of state were false. They were false. Unduly disadvantaged the entire electoral system. For favor one side as opposed to another. So let's not talk about as if the system was clean and then suddenly with these elections.
Please, for every sake, please stop saying this. Because again, if you want to say the institutions are fake, then it's the whole point why I tell you say let's go back to where we started today. That it is the reason for it means SaLone not to country. So if you say the institutions are false, no, hold on. The point now is whether you go make all their reform there where they make 80 reforms, I guarantee you, and I've read documents, I've read the EU reports, like prior to even the elections, I can tell you nearly all of them in there were recommendations in previous elections. The point I'm making to you is if these institutions them not able to tell Samura Kamara, and then they tell Samura Kamara or the APC say this document we they produce so it put we country into disrepute.
Because people like you, they misread the document and refuse for investigate them. And surprisingly, you seem to have swallowed. It's
very offensive to me to say that they
you seem because this is the case.
No, but
you they agree. Look, listen.
You say that
Fred,
because you did not read it properly.
So that will be fair. That will be fair but
No.
I can counter. No, because I can counter that. I
Yeah,
can counter
but
that.
I can
So
counter.
let me
Why
counter.
would the
So let me
document?
counter. So let me counter. Let me counter that quickly.
Please go on then.
According to you and the
Yes.
entire nation,
Yes.
based on independent observers,
Yes.
nobody in
Yes.
the 2023 elections,
Okay.
nobody, I repeat,
Okay.
in caps, in the
Yes.
2023 elections, which you
Okay.
agreed with,
Yes.
got the magic number of
Okay.
55% to be
Yes.
declared winner.
Can I come in? Can I come in, please?
Yeah, quickly. Yeah.
Okay. So that point, it goes back to the point where I talk about 70% RRFs, right? 70.2%.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
point to you is this. Marcela Samba say nobody not gets the requirement. Is that correct? Or
Not
not
only
observe?
Marcella, all of them.
I was just
Nobody.
no,
Yeah,
but
but just
but I was just making my point.
okay.
My point is this. So if Marcela Samba say and then let's say after because Marcela Samba was on the ground, what
So
if
were
at the
so
time?
were the others. Yeah, okay, you emphasis
Oh
there
my
on
God!
Marcella.
I'm just
So
giving an
Marcella
example.
say
It doesn't have to
Marcella,
be. I'm
okay,
just
go on.
giving one example.
Okay,
If
go on.
Marcela Samba say that, and again, these are all are the bill me case for the fact are they based on the 70%. Marcela Samba was on the ground. Again, let me tell you say, like the laws of SaLone tell you say, if any RRFs or overvoting or whatever happens, Marcela Samba could have populate in your information based on like maybe council or IRFs the way they don't destroy and all that thing in it. Is that correct? It could well
Correct.
be say it happened, but the 70%.
Yeah, correct. What's your point? What's your
Okay,
point, Freddie?
so the point is, Marcela Samba, let me say 80%, 90%, Marcela Samba and IRFs now didn't get 80% for argument's sake.
Okay.
Let's say by the time it got to like the center, the collation center, 10% was destroyed.
Okay.
Then we get left with 70%. Waiting wrong for make judgment on that.
Okay. So your judgment get for be evidence based. You see, you talk
But
largely
it's why not
theoretical.
evidence-based?
It's theoretical. That's what you're talking about, Freddie.
Excuse me.
Anyway,
the IRFs them. Not then at the doc, not the
but you
tripartite report.
just say, let's say, at the
Yeah.
end of the election process,
Yeah.
Marcella will get 90% of RF
but
funds.
please,
No, that's according. No, I'm
no,
paraphrasing.
no.
I
You
did paraphrase you.
No, you didn't misunderstand.
Okay, I
The point I'm
misunderstand you.
making to
Okay.
you, the point
Okay.
I'm making to you, the 70% that is in the tripartite, it is the evidential one. And I don't know if you don't be frozen because the 70%
Yeah.
in the tripartite report, that the evidential
Yeah.
proof. And I give you an
Okay.
example, you say, Marcela Samba say, nobody not get the requirement. The points that they make to you, now make the build scenario for you, say, we lost them, say, if they destroy, like if they overvote or whatever, the fact is the onus is on ECSL for counter Samura Kamara and say, this now waiting we get. But as long as waiting, then you tell me say it is theoretical. That's not a nice.
But that's what it is because even they give me evidence as waiting at the percentage of waiting was destroyed and what have you. So you are speculating here and there. Anyway,
the 70% is in the tripartite report.
Yeah, okay. Let's listen to you one more time.
Yes.
Because the 70% now they will be the talk about before we bring Marcella come inside, and there's a reason why we bring Marcella and others.
Yes.
The APC is now claiming that 70% of the IRF forms the way they produce, which
that's not a claim. It's not a claim.
What is it?
It is fact. It is documental. There is proof.
Oh no. Let me finish the statement.
Go on.
70%. I can tell you that's not even. Oh please, 70% of waiting. Freddie. Let's finish the statement before you argue on this. 70% of the IRF forms where the APC produce, where you they hold on to as gospel truth that they win the elections. I told you earlier on, come out from the young side. And this amounts to 57% we declare Dr. Samura. as the presumptive winner of the elections.
Yes.
I am positing to you, my brother, that this 70% is not representative of the country. We bring Marcella Samba inside and other people.
But I just made my points to you.
Which point did you? Which point will you make?
No. Then it means you didn't listen to me. Then what's the point for that?
Maybe I'll listen to you one more time. You know, of course, then maybe we can call them off. Or I'll listen to you one more time.
I don't make this point. Firstly, the onus is on the ECSL for counter, and this not tell me say na claim with the inside the tripartite report. It is like it's evidential, not proof. Not like come on, 100% guarantee.
No. I think the points where you they miss, not only form them where them produce. Waiting and the claim say the form they represent in terms of the percentage we declare Dr. Samora the winner. I hope I make myself clear.
They showed the document, the IRFs them all inside the tripartite. Did you not see it?
What are you talking about?
Of course,
the 70%. Not them place outside them come out, which is first of all,
they scan them all in the report.
First of all. Yeah. But my friend, I don't understand the basis or premise where you argue on.
Oh my God!
Wait, so wait, where the SLPP, where the SLPP one? Where the SLPP one? So you bring in, not in waiting.
It was signed. This all the IRFs them where they talk about was scanned in the no. Let's don't do this because I don't want to make we go down this level. No, hold on. Listen to me, Kinley. Listen to me, please, because maybe there's no point talking about this. All the IRFs them were scanned, and I hope you listen to me. All
the ones produced will amount to 70% of which the APC presents now the tripartite document.
Yeah, okay. They were scanned.
Okay.
They were scanned. Go back to the report. Okay. They were scanned. Again, now you they laugh about something where since you don't even see. I saw it myself. They were scanned and signed by the SLPP and APC and other, well, I don't think that in two no more, or other political parties. They were scanned in the report. It's not just the statement about 70%. They were scanned. So you see, these are some of the things same way. You're not aware, because now it's like I say, you're not aware of it. You don't even see them at the report.
Okay, so for begin with,
people like he told me say I don't say them because I saw it with my own eyes.
So for begin with, the tripartite report is public. Let's see if I'm able for sure now. for
please.
It don't log me out.
Right. Don't. Oh my God. It's first of all, it's like we should not be arguing about it.
It don't log me out. The essence of tripartite report, I think, say even essential now because the argument here is, argument is, it's not that the 70% is not reflective in the tripartite report. There's no argument about that.
Okay.
I am saying that the 70% produced by the APC, this is my argument. The core of my argument is the 70%. Go on.
But again, it goes back to the point. Two things to that.
Yeah.
One, if Samura produced a falsified one, whether it was produced by the APC or not, if the APC, let me forget about Samura for a split second, if the APC produced a falsified document, it is treasonable.
When I say falsify, waiting and they imply that 70% they represent. So it's not like the document.
I just answered your question. That every tripartite of that 70% was scanned in the report.
It's not representative of the total vote count in the country. That's my point. We constitute what the APC they claim. No. What are you talking about? For goodness sake?
No, you know the talk. Now you know the talk because now you know what you talk in a way. Sorry for saying, but look.
No, that's all right. I mean, you can challenge that. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
But for God's sake, we've discussed this. You tell me. I just make analogy for you. You say it's not 100%, but I'll give you example. Additional. Say regardless.
Your example was you talk about the entire country as if when I say 100%, so therefore it cannot be just APC stronghold. It should be representative of the entire country. That made me understand.
No, I gave an example as well. Say if even 100% or 90% of or 80% of people that they vote, if a center, then first day, the IRF cancel, then cancel that according to the law na SaLone. If they cancel them, as long as the 70, the one that were there, now they announce the winner. So why shouldn't I base my judgment on that? So the point, so not tell me say, oh, it wasn't only no. Listen.
It wasn't, but
No,
we go
listen,
get
listen
for
to me. Listen to me.
again.
No. We are talking about evidence now. The point
Okay,
is,
which is what I'm interested in.
yes, the point is, it doesn't have to be 100%. It doesn't have to be whether an APC stronghold.
No, it no need for be 100%.
Okay, so
It
that's
no
the
need
point.
for be 100. Why you citing that?
No, but now you say it's not a full representation of the country.
So Italic say, you know, anyway,
Okay,
let I repeat
yes,
myself
please, yes,
quickly. So we begin
yes.
from a point where, Fred, why do you believe that the APC won the elections?
Yeah.
Then after we don't agree, say all the other observers them say nobody no meets the threshold. So then go into the tripartite agreement, and as far as we know, APC presented 70% of the votes. Correct?
Yeah.
So my counter argument here is the 70% was not representative of the entire country. And then you bring an analogy talking about 100%, not possible because of this. And then I say percent, now 100. So whether na one constituency, you can consider for be 100 and waiting at the percent way come out now that constituency.
Okay,
I am saying, when I done, I'll let you know.
Okay. Please.
So I am saying that waiting APC produce was from their own side, and not representative of the entire country. Which one they or you not just did I not make myself clear?
I understand that fully, and I explain that as well.
Okay.
I explain that. I can give you example now. You remember, I think it was 2007 election.
Okay.
I think would be here say the whole of Kailau, a stronghold of SLPP, was cancelled. You be hearing that? Okay.
And then still hold that against the APC.
So my point, the point where they make to you now then is whether it is the stronghold of APC or SLPP. Again, the point where I give example to Kailau, now SLPP stronghold.
Correct.
But as a result of when they cancel Kailau, it favor the APC, right?
Okay.
So and I don't give this example already, but with a reverse back. But they say, me just the talk no more about the 100%. The point where they make about the 70% is whether na APC stronghold, let we say na Kabbalah, na McKinney, na this, then say out of that 70%, they now only maybe 20% common and stronghold. The point is, as long as that's the evidential proof where we get it good enough for make me judgment. Let we say, like Sentem, na Kailau, na Kenima, the 30% then day. So until happen day, the first day, the IRF the court, the IRF the this. Why? And not for make me judgment say APC win the election.
Okay, I think that's a brilliant question. And I will try to answer this one more time and make a point, and then I get a few things I want to cover because we don't spend so much time on this, and we not really get time left. The bottom line is the 70% presented by the All People's Congress does not mean Samora Kamara won the elections. The evidence based on observers and not. Yeah, you want to come in again? Yes, of course. I'm open to interjections.
I think that's a wrong assertion, bro. It's completely
why
wrong.
Is it?
Based on just what I say, and I'm not saying that's the case. It could well be say Samoa produced the 70%, just forget ECSL for produce the rest of the results. I don't know. The APC could well be playing games, but I don't know. But based on the evidence where we get, as long as nobody no counter them, whether it is I like to be 60% safe. We don't see election in the world where the turnout was like less than 50%. But then we just say Alexa now be 60%. As long as maybe the rest of the 30%, then cancel it. Then check the RRFs them. as long as the 70% what we see as proofs, why, for heaven's sake, somebody shouldn't make, even though it's not maybe like a fair representation, but that's the evidence where we get now we earn. And nothing not for stop anybody from make such judgment. Nothing.
Okay, Fred. So first of all, the example given with Nakailan you mentioned, that's
Yeah.
one district.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an advocate for the SLPP because I did believe that the results of the 2023 elections now reflect the views of the people. I also do believe that nobody, and precedent day on my side, and the conduct of the elections and all waiting happen, that nobody got the magic number. And all the observer them, international, Irish Aid, the EU, all these credible organizations that we can observe elections, then points to that nobody actually, got it. The most that it points to on evidence basis was there was supposed to be a rerun. Hence, why the U.S. ambassador at the time, I think Hunt, or I've forgotten his name, asked for the election results not to be read out, because the idea is it was pointed to Marabio intentionally willing to steal the election, willing to steal the elections. And say once he pronounce them, then obviously every legal document kicks in which he will be sworn in by the Chief Justice, and then that powerful phrase, duly elected president, will be said, and that is it. And for reverse that process, the country, they go into a constitutional crisis, will then become a problem for the entire nation. But then, listen.
But please, I can jump in. You see, with
Yeah,
labor on this point, with everything they've said, when the elections were announced, when Marcela Samba said it, I believed it, I ran with it. The point is this.
Marcela Samba was wrong.
No, she wasn't wrong. I did not say that.
But if she wasn't wrong, then what make the results as reflecting now? Because Marcela Samba not agree with the results
but that's the point right here they talk about.
No, but the point is, if Marcela, let's cut the chase. If Marcela Samba wasn't right, in terms of waiting Issy, but then the election results as provided by the APC, and where you come for believe is right, then that means Marcela Samba was wrong.
If you allow me, she wasn't wrong based on the evidence. And again, I think you're not listening to me, because don't do that, because you were not listening to me, because I make the point that when you did the talk earlier, hold on, I said to you, Marcela Samba was on the ground, and I make the point, say if RFs were destroyed, it means there is no evidence. Whatever Marcela Samba had at the time could be reversed if somebody destroy the RFs.
Marcela Samba's new to this date beliefs say no. You can be labor on that all you want to. Marcela Samba's new to this day, 3 years after the election, still hold that view.
Okay. Again, ma repeats myself.
That no one won the potential destruction of ballots and what have you. Is that not a fact?
Okay, ma repeats me.
Ma
repeats myself. I repeat myself. No. Again, I think maybe we should end this conversation, because I think it's becoming a bit funny now. Because I repeat myself. The point I'm making, whatever Marcela Samba had, again, if say Marcela Samba don't report based on the RRFs the way he don't get, where he see, remember, he don't get them because he not allowed to get them. Where he see, he don't report them. But on the way, if somebody destroy that RRFs,
and that's if not
no, hold on. Well, the reason why
they say hold on,
no, if hold on.
But why don't you just agree that you say if?
No, I cannot. I did say if, but
you said no, you cannot.
Listen to me. Listen to me keenly. The point is the 70% now here we see as evidence. Whether Marcela Samba we don't see 100% or 80%, if the 10% then destroy them, say they reach now a way usa if for reach, we would not labor on that anymore. Now waiting we get. That's my point where I make. So now I can tell you, say Marcela Samba no wrong, but As long as, again, it's just like what they do. If like I go to court, I go with this paper as evidence. If this paper were not evidence, but me, I decide for Cheram, go with court, then the judge asks me, say, where you evidence? I say I don't lost some. Would they actually pass judgment based on waiting I don't lost? So my point what I make to you is this: Marcela Samba could well, in fact, I don't say could, was
exactly. You
no,
keep thinking about
oh my
you
God.
know.
But you didn't listen to the point, for God's sake.
But hang on, no. Why are you getting irate by your language where they use what they call out? Why are you getting so worked up?
Do you want us to end this conversation? Because you know they allow me to make a talk.
No, if you intend for let we end, no, Fred,
Yeah.
hang on. If you intend for let we end them, we can end them.
Because
but my question is, why are you getting irate? Why are you getting irate when you use? I just listened to you just now, and you keep using cooled, if, and what have you. And when I call her out, you get problem with that. What's wrong with that?
You didn't listen to me. I just say you say Marcela Samba, no necessarily have to be wrong. But the point what they make to you,
okay, not necessarily have to be wrong.
No, okay. Listen. Then we assume say Marcela Samba had 80% evidential proofs.
Assumption.
Please listen to me. Yes, I assume, but I assume on the fact that 70% now in the show we as evidence. So anything where they not show we as evidence in no count. Anything where they not show we as evidence in no count. Marcela Samba we assume say get 80%. I'm building the case for the 70% where they show we. If Marcela Samba in we don't see IRFC, we don't sign them, we don't see them. Now 80% of the total IRFC we get. But the 10% where they make you wait, somebody decide to destroy that evidence. It is not my problem. I am allowed to make judgment based on the 70%. I know they make judgment based on the 10% where they don't destroy. And I think I made that point earlier.
And that is not on the basis of assumption that again 80% that potentially 10% could have been destroyed. And you say not to speculation, not to assumption. It's not evident. Basically 10% was destroyed. It's assumption and speculation. Yet you don't want to hear that.
No, I don't say I know why you I build my case. I build my case based on the 70% evidence where you get, because you the talk say why make Marcela Samba be wrong, Marcela Samba be wrong. That's
but we agree from the beginning, Fred, that all these observer missions, now they try for other case there now where potentially could be say Marcela Samba knew could have missed out something where go make even the APC are they posits to you.
No,
waiting you the
I tell you say right. In fact, Ali, I tell you say right. I tell you say Marcela Samba right.
Right about waiting.
Where he say nobody not get the threshold.
Well, that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
Okay.
That's exactly what I mean. That Marcela Samba being right.
Then the point what they make, the 70% no means say not credible. The 70% is correct.
Fred, I get
because maybe now I build an assumption.
I get a few questions position on the basis say the 70%, and just for clarification's sake, yes, the APC did provide 70% of the IRF forms, which is representative of the area. This is what so far that I know. And when you compute them figure and they into percentage, it appear that Samora Kamara won the elections because again 57% or over the 55% mark. I don't think so. I don't think so based on evidence we are familiar with. That's what I was saying.
So
that claim
so you want to say you evidence more substantial and guarantee past the way they produce na the RF and the tripartite report.
But it doesn't say that he won in the tripartite report. Now claim nine and they make now the tripartite report that based on waiting and submit. What is there for you? What's hard for you? Let you understand. You they interpret waiting and say they. No, Freddie. You they interpret waiting and say they in terms of the percentage. Nobody agreed on or except Samora Kamara himself, who could not go to the airways for announce on that basis. They say a win. What were you talking about, brother? Anyway,
no, please,
okay,
please,
let's agree. Let's take blame. Let's take blame. I want to move
no,
on. I get a few questions. You
no,
want to say
no.
one last thing on this,
We
and we
should
move
not
on?
do these things like on air when we talk. Let we talk based on logic and facts.
Okay.
You say Samura Kamara for the announce, but these RFs were collated. Hold on.
We come to that because you know one defender of why Samura Kamara not for go announce date, why if for announce your time, why if for announcing presidency, you they against that. So we come to that because that will be another back and forth, another back and forth again.
I'm making the point about what you say about.
No, but we are coming to that. That's the point. I don't want to belabor on this because I get other things that for cover.
You say the evidence based on the 70% we get is supposed for announcing say.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, you say at the time, isn't it?
Yeah, but at the time.
But
what's wrong with making the declaration at the time?
But the RRFs were collated way after that whole shenanigan will happen. And again,
so what do you understand? What do you understand? No, before you go forward, what do you understand about the time where you point out at the time? What are your interpretation of at the time?
APC office. Go shoot the APC office.
Oh, please, Freddie, stop putting words in my mouth. Not use another parable of yours again. Not be adjourning a mimot.
No. Hold on. So where you say for the announce,
Fred.
Yes.
Let's just clarify this quickly to you, okay? So you understand this.
Yeah.
So they went into an agreement, okay, and then set up the tripartite committee.
Yes.
Then they begin for collate all the RRF forms they have for put them together for form and evidence for proof say Dr. Samura Kamara Naim win the elections. According to in team, consisted of a few of the APC officials then come to the conclusion, which was the argument between me and you back and forth for the last 20 minutes or so, that the percentage of RRF forms they wouldn't get indicates that Dr. Samura Kamara win the elections. So it's on that basis, at that time, now they refer say, once the APC be not come up with that, where they don't collect the RRF forms them and say Dr. Samura meet the threshold of having won the elections, then therefore as the leader, he should have gone to the airwaves and declare himself as the winner. Do I make myself clear, sir?
Yes, you make yourself clear. But in the tripartite report, it make and say clear say it gets commanding lead clearly in the tripartite report when it was written. And
of course, because there's a 70% of RRF forms amounting to 57% of the vote.
I don't understand what you mean.
Freddie, we need to make progress. I got a few things. Maybe we'll come. Maybe
don't sway these arguments because this is supposed to be simple.
What you are not supposed to do? What you are not supposed to do?
Let me not sway the argument because.
How did that sway? How did that sway the argument?
Because you want to make with risk on the side. And you want to try for make the 70%, like I said, credible.
So hang on, haven't we spoken enough on this already that to a point where we know say we not agree or disagree?
But you make it seem like I say, me not understand.
And you just asked me just now, why you they double down on this? Why you they double down on this? We just come to a point just now where you make an assertion saying at the time, and I just clarify at the time or ask you what you mean by at the time, and I just explain.
I don't understand. No, but you broke up there. But I don't understand what you mean by at the time because what I'm talking about now, yeah.
Haven't I explained that at the time?
No, listen.
About the declaration, which Dr. Samura for don't go do.
I say whether the declaration which Samura Kamara don't do.
Then don't go do because it not do.
Don't go do because it do in the tripartite is state and they.
In the tripartite, okay.
In the tripartite report is state and they. But the point where they make now, and even in statements where he make, he pulls statement just after. He say I'm back. He say the point where they make to you.
What he say in the statement? Can you help me, please?
I think you supposed for know and follow these things because
there were many statements that the part make over a period of time. It depends on which particular state. But which particular statement?
but it
But that's what
say,
I'm saying. So give
but
me the one where you
but
refer to,
then
because
at
there are
the
couple.
tripartite report, and
Oh,
you're
okay, on
supposed
the
to know that.
tripartite report. Oh,
But
I
but I
didn't
said it
know that
earlier,
you
and
dey
you repeat
refer
that.
to the tripartite report. You say he release a statement or two. You're not going to talk about tripartite
It,
again, but if you
it,
say that the tripartite report, we
it
know what
read
is saying at the tripartite report.
again. It say in the tripartite report, and Yusuf don't ask, Yusuf confirm and say, oh, in the tripartite report earlier on, and also it make a statement after, I think during that time they will release the tripartite report, where it make and clearly say, based on the evidence, in get lead. But whether you see and say, if I don't declare say in a president, maybe maybe something that they not in fault, now they get problem. Not a me case, but me case when me they deal with now, yeah, the evidence what we see as a country, as a people, we know for allow, based on the evidence what we get, for move on. That is my position.
Yes, and position one I want to talk on, but only thing we don't spend so much time, because I know say again we will disagree so much, because I
Mm,
disagree with you on that fundamentally. At the time, I do agree that arguments will have to be made. But in
yeah,
the end, a decision will have to be made that the country need for move on. You can't just hijack the country and hold them, especially if you know they make progress. Because waiting as supposed to people like you, they advocate for, now for continue for hold the system until a change can come where the government can either collapse, succumb, and adhere to waiting then they call for at the detriment of the people. It
I
sounds
think
like an
I think
ideal.
I think that belief of yours is
Of course, it's
um
correct. It's correct. I
no,
will tell you say
no, no,
correct
no, it's
before you even say.
completely and utterly disrespectful, because
How is it so?
one, no,
Yeah.
one, the fact is, um, the right thing, the right thing for always stand on the right thing. So for say, like we were all the country to ransom, or all the country at the detriment of the people, I feel say sometimes if you they say, because me don't know if you get that belief, they for say let we move on. I feel say now una they hold the country to ransom,
So
because
that
now una they make the country, no, they get better investment. Now una they make the country, they lost appetite because of what you una believe say the wrong thing, but let we just accept them and move on.
so Fred, a quite good number of people in the watch we,
Yeah.
and the accusation where you make based on where you stand. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it does not stand the smell test. So Dr. Samura Kamara and the APC, now then they are the opposition side,
Mm-hmm.
then feel cheated.
Mm-hmm.
What you are advocating for is principle position, a moral
Mm-hmm.
position
Mm-hmm.
against a people or person them where not they take a moral stand. So then continue for fights. We don't see people and don't die, they don't kill people them and etc. You they ask for you and others where they think the same way. Forgive me. You
Okay.
and others them where they think the same way.
Mm-hmm.
They insist, and this is a position that I support up to a point. And this is also
Mm-hmm.
I think say you they miss the point because you they conflate issues. You are asking that people then continue for be steadfast, for persevere. Is that not what you are asking for? Until a change,
Absolutely.
then
And
what is your
absolutely.
problem?
Why?
Then what?
Why?
No, no, no. Hang on, hang on,
Yeah.
hang on,
Yeah.
hang on.
Yeah.
Then why are you trying to trade blame for say now we they ask because your position where you hold is moral, but people then say yeah for move on where you they
Yeah.
ask una
But
remain
now
steadfast,
you first
una
accuse me
remain.
say now you first accuse me say we the hold the country at the detriment of the people, because we say no, we not move on.
We are not, and you miss the point. So just accept that and let's move on instead
Accept
of
waiting.
being a
No, I'm
trade.
not going to
You
accept
just
it.
accepted that my point where I make, Fred.
Yeah.
Let we not make
Mhm.
this conversation adversarial. You
Yeah.
said what I said earlier was disrespectful. And I find that disrespectful because you never understood my point. It's the same
Uh,
point that I've made to you, where
yeah.
say your position where you hold
Yeah.
is one of perseverance. Because if they are trying to cheat a people out
Mhm.
of something moral, out
Yeah.
of something, yeah, we then due them, then
Yeah.
then supposed for continue to hold and gun.
Yeah.
We then continue for hold and gun against a people or person them, we no one forgiving easily. Is that not persistence? Is that not perseverance? Is that not
Um,
costing something?
no,
Isn't
it's
that?
not. No, it's not.
Ah,
It's not. It's not.
okay,
It's not.
okay, okay,
It's
it's
not.
not.
And
Okay.
it goes back to USA we start. They tell me, say, I hold a moral ground. Why is
Don't
it
you?
wrong to hold a moral ground?
Is that a question for me?
Yes.
Is there anywhere in this conversation in which I've insinuated, imply, in any shape, sense, or form that to
Yes.
hold a moral ground is wrong?
No, you did not say that, but you're insinuating that. You know why you're
How
insinuating
did
it?
I? How did I insinuate that?
You say because we they all the country may not move on at the detriment of the people.
Yes, I did
Okay,
say that
so,
in the
so,
end,
so
and that's very and that.
it means you they insinuate that, say, for all the
Let's
moral
agree.
ground, it's wrong.
Let's agree. Say I did
Yeah.
insinuate that, but
Yeah.
that's after supporting the position where you hold.
But
Because
I'm
I'm
going
not.
to ask you, say, what is wrong in holding a moral ground?
No,
Because
but you were
if
not
you
supposed. You were not even supposed to ask that because in the first place, it's not like I don't support a moral ground, but I
no,
believe that you can support a moral
you,
ground. Now, let me finish
but
the point.
you they say it
I
wrong
believe,
because they
say,
tell me, say, it costs the people.
is it not costing the people? Is it not costing the nation?
Okay, so
But
what if
what you they advocate for, waiting people like you and others they
yeah,
advocate for
yeah.
is, and that now they admit to, and I
It's not
find that
costing the people.
yeah, and
It's
I and
not
I find
costing the
this.
people.
No,
I
let
will
me
tell you
finish
this
this
thing.
point. Let
Yeah,
me finish
yeah,
this point quickly. Of
yeah.
course, it's costing the people, and you know
No,
what you
it's
they
not.
miss. Now they can't correct. Now they can't correct you so quickly.
Please. Yeah, go
The
on.
thing where you they miss, of course, is
Mhm,
costing the people. But
mhm,
when you do your cost benefit analysis,
mhm,
in the end, the people
mhm.
will start to benefit if they prevail. And you they supposed to say, as long as they hold them ground, they will prevail. You see, they shake your head inadvertently because you agree with me
No,
deep down, you moral
I don't
soul.
agree
You
with you.
need to,
I just
you
want,
just shook
I just
your
want.
head in agreement.
Yeah, if I shake my head doesn't mean I'm agreeing with you. Hold on, hold on.
When you
I'm
shake
paying
your head like this,
attention.
you don't mean
No,
Freddie, you
I'm
just
paying
want to
attention.
argue. When
I'm
they
paying
talk
attention.
class, if somebody
No,
want to talk.
please don't.
Hello?
Let's don't do this. The
Yeah?
point is,
Yeah, I want to contribute. I want to tell this guy something.
Okay. Usa, okay, hold on. Freddie, tell me if somebody want to contribute, yeah? Let we just take this call. You're not been planned, but now one person. If you hear Freddie, let me know, yeah? Yeah, go ahead. You name and Usa you the call from, please.
It's in Kaifala Sarimara.
Freddie, you hear?
faintly,
Okay, go ahead again. Usa you the call from and which one are you name?
Kaifala Sarimara.
Elfala Sayomara. Okay. I don't think say Freddie they hear you.
no, I get your name. I get your name.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead with your point, please.
If I want my friend Mary, I'll make friend Mary.
They say one for you, so you need for you what
I
they
get
say
them
because I think
faintly.
say
It's okay. My
yeah
talk
they
no more.
get you faintly. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You get me? So tell Freddie say me myself, I contested that election. We know the election was incredible because some of the ballot papers they would try for collecting, they try to bring them from the villages. They have not even arrived in Kampala or many districts, but they don't call the result. But all what they talk so makes sense. It makes sense from part of what they say, to get from part of what they say, and you as well. But what say in and Ibrahim na US and what I say, what they really understand. Also in Samara Kamara, why on earth did you go studio in a state house? They call them from a private area. If they go declare chief minister to write something, they go to the council to the country. Then after they go to the natural justice, make him back sit down in the box. Make you don't think about that.
Okay.
Make think about that. Oh no, Chris say the election more than that or not. I want to insist on parliament and independent. I know that because there's some of the result that day.
Okay,
So
Miss.
I have to come back. But many understand why somebody go exam. Why people answer?
Okay, Mister.
If you are on election day, you know for the result. You need to go to
That's at the point, and if CashBox not you, I go translate that. So continue for later. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Fred, you hear it faintly, or you want to just highlight what you say?
Up to the sideways say why Samuel for go na state
At
house
State House.
and go with
Yeah.
him, go
And go
agree.
meet and sit down there with the president, and then the
Yeah.
president, chief minister writes something as chief minister and they write something, and Samora they go read that. Okay, somebody now the call line not open. So I saw sure say this other person want contribute. So hold the line, please. Hello. Hello. Yes, how are you? You want to contribute to the program?
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what are you the call from?
Mina Ahmed, I call from UK. Of course, if you follow me, this a long time man who follow you all the time now you CNN media, but
Yeah.
I just want to contribute to this because I see the brother on your platform.
Yeah, CashBox, yeah.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Prince Ahmed. Of course, we will talk from time to time, but
yeah, Ahmed, yeah, and I recognize the voice. Go ahead with the point, please.
Yes, good. Yes, the platform now we get time. I will find time kind of the platform. This platform we need for camp more the hammer certain things. And listen, the brother Prince. You know one person we me respect so much, and when we been to this fight a long time with the platform, the African Express and Shekuba and the Supermed, all of these guys. But the fact is, what's happening at SaLone today is just uncalled for. Some of which nobody would accept what they go on today. The fact that we made an election, people vote, and nobody count votes. And then people will tell us for move for 2028. How terrible is that? It's terrible. This time we stand. But some people don't even understand this. How they make election in terms of the box and even arrive and make them count. They don't even count from boxes. Then they show evidence of boxes the way they don't even open.
Okay, Ahmed. Okay, Ahmed. Yes. So what do you suggest now? The way forward.
Peter, they suggest the fight for electoral justice is alive. And we're not fighting for Sabura Kamara. We got to hold into this fight until we get a result. Now, there we stand.
Okay.
There's no way.
Okay.
There's no way for accepting Madam for continue with this. What the repercussion behind this, if not in our generation, but a generation yet unborn. And that make me supporting the brother CashBox. It stands, and that is the reality. The fact is
okay.
It's clear. The truth is there. So except somebody who undermine the progress of Sierra Leone, now he supports saying we should move on.
Okay, brother Ahmed. Thank you very much. We need for move on, but we appreciate your contribution. Yeah, you're welcome, brother. Have a good evening. You're welcome, brother. Bye-bye. So okay, Fred, one person sort of they in between, agree with you and disagree with you. The second brother we call absolutely agree with your position where you take and where you stand. But obviously the first guy been to say Samora gonna State House. It address, I mean, and this not been part of my question, but since the guy preempted that, I will just ask you that that Samora, they claim the presidency that he win, but it's still they address not as opposition naturally go do, not in aggression, because most of his speech them they talk about peace, extending olive branch, that in believe in the system, institutions, and the law, and what have you, despite to the contrary. But he still address you, man, your excellency, even though in time don't pass, but he still address them, your excellency. Don't you find a problem with that, Freddie?
The thing where maybe if I should personally, I think because of the bitterness and that the thing is wrong, I think I will get problem with that. But whether or not, and again, the problem I get with that not necessarily means if for kind of like impede on the fight for justice. Because like me, I don't ever want to call Madabio president ever in life. So I will get problem with that. But and this may not to be the backhand, but like, is there a reason? We can always play the game and say, they will still allow for call Anes Kuruma, President Kuruma. Although certain not to the reason now one day, I don't know. But me personally,
it's tradition. It's tradition.
Yes, it could well be. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But the only thing for me, because of the I don't say hate, but the anger where I get for Madabio, with what he do now with country, and the way where they are now they conduct the election, I go say, no, don't call him president. Don't.
Yeah, but
But
Freddie, on that basis, they from which
yeah,
you self just explained,
yeah,
then don't you think that most times, if not most times, sometimes your judgment will be clouded? So instead of holding this objective view where they make your analysis, just
yeah.
because of this anger where you hold against the current regime as to
Mm,
how they conduct the elections,
mm.
so therefore you will come across as being too one-sided. Will that be
That's
fair?
this position where I will not get nothing to do with being
No, not to
one
this
side.
particular position, not to this
Yeah,
particular position no more.
mhm,
You know, you
mhm.
speak generally on things. Let's
Yeah,
understand that. I dey talk
yeah,
about generally
yeah,
with politics, with social
mhm,
structure, them and this, that,
yeah.
and what have you. But the idea is you do hold a bias against the administration
I'll, I'll,
on the
I'll,
basis of
I'll never me nature. I'm always objective. Now I make the point to you. Say the anger we I get for Madabio, not the government. It's the fact that the thing them way they do now we country very destructive. As I said earlier, like the reason why people in the die. Imagine if Namion became within that situation. There. I don't even want to say Astafulai because there are other my own picking and back now picking and a person picking. The point is, like the anger we me all against Madabio. Now the fact that he's I not to hate again, now anger because of waiting it do, and even to some extent, to some like APC people and back, I get anger because they're not treating the people them right, waiting the people them
okay,
deserve. So it
okay,
would never
Fred.
cloud me judgment at all.
Okay, fair enough. Fred, I want to let you answer that question there short in the shortest possible way because we wasted time so much on very important issues, but plenty of time wasted. And I'll get a few things where I really want to cover up on this conversation. So, I listened to one of your audio where you seem to get personal anger again or animus towards Minkailu, Yansane, and ABK. But I've been not ask you about EBK earlier as to your view about the former president, where I think say you answer without waste of time. So that's clear. Minkailu and Yansane, waiting are you animus. There's an animus against these two,
Um,
based on your audio, by the
whatever
way.
whatever animosity I get
Hmm.
with everybody we are the condemned on social media,
Hmm.
Hope Kamara, Cherry Coco, Richard Conte, Kefala Mara, Mikhailo Mansari, Tunis, Yansane, they're not coming from a selfish place. It is because of waiting that they do to the people and Madabio. It is because of waiting that they do to the people of Sierra Leone. As I say earlier, the key thing now to the country now because with the lost credibility, reputation, confidence, respect every day. And these people are responsible for it. The opposition supposed for hold the government in foot to the fire. And for that reason, that the reason we make are always, when I talk about them, when I see likes of Cherry Coco, go to ECOWAS Parliament, run away there, I see likes of Yansane, then they contradict themselves. Likes of Minkalu, they contradict themselves because they want to sell the people again to the point where I always say we win the election, whether it is true or not, but they utter it. We win the election, but then we move on. That is detrimental to the lives of people. It is the costing meat to the country.
Okay, okay, Fred. But how easy for you for criticize them people there and hold them foot to the fire? The names the way you mentioned, the likes of Kaifala Mara, Richard Conte, Cherry Coco, and others. But it's so difficult for them you criticize Dr. Samoa Kamara when at the head man. Do you see the
Um,
contrast? Don't you
well,
see the contrast there?
that's not true. If anything, like me, I criticized Samura Kamara. And one
And then
key
you
thing,
became, and then you
yes, for one thing, and I'm coming there. I don't know,
became, and
you
then you
lost me.
ask him some very good questions and
Yeah.
what have you. But since then, it's been paddy all the way. Correct?
Um, okay. The reason for that, I think I made the point earlier, is
Yeah.
the fact that the APC tell we say Samura Kamara sell, and if he sell, then forget rid of him. And this has been my message, like constantly.
Well, Fred,
If
no
it's
other criticism for the leader of the party. I mean,
no,
make no mistakes along the way, no
hold on.
criticism.
No, hold on. As I say to you, before the election, I criticized. I was one of like in top critic before the election. But after the election, it is so clear that this man, in me own judgment, that he not sell. Because if he sell, the APC as an institution forgets rid of him. And for that reason, and for make to this day, it is stand up until we say if a fight for the vote of the people. This is the reason why it gets it day in line with waiting, I believe. And if it day in
Fred,
line with waiting, I believe, I am going to support him.
Fred, the APC, you keep they repeat this mantra. The APC constitution give the leader of the party 6 months after the elections, and then that leader they will have to go. Dr. Samora lasted way beyond the 6 months, and the reason for that now because the election results not come out fine, so there was an ongoing conversation. There were disagreements, and then they try to reach an agreement. But the way you can put them to me, it can appear like say. Well, they accused the man straight away, and then they kept him there. No, he had 6 months after the elections, and then he extending time back again because of.
No, Brother Prince, we deliberated on this, but you're reversing me again.
No, it's not. It's not a question. Because you mentioned something like that. Because you will always say that. So I mean, just decide for that.
Let me clarify that point. First of all,
okay, quickly, please.
The APC never gave Samora beyond 6 months.
When did he stop being leader, Fred?
In December 2023.
Okay, in December 2023. So it's serving 6 months according to the Constitution, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it wasn't immediate. So we can agree. We can agree with that. We can agree with that. I'm not going to argue on that. But the idea
you say
is
go beyond 6 months. Now I try to correct that.
Now, I just don't say, well, I will agree with you on that. But the idea is it wasn't immediate like then when they accuse him and then got rid of him. No, it served in 6 months legitimately.
Then the second point what I want to make, the APC constitution not tell we say where you now leader for 6 months, you cannot be disciplined.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't say so. Why did they bring that up? Why you bring that up?
The reason for that is because the point where I make say if Samora Kamara sold, then for don't discipline her.
Well, I've been also equally give you example that party can cut corners. Now in a politics 101. The party been there under undue pressure at the time, Fred, and this nobody no need for tell we this. Okay.
The point I make earlier, the APC always they tell we say nobody no big past them party.
Yes, of course. You can pronounce something. Two things can be true. Not so.
Okay, the point, no, let's don't label on this because we don't discuss.
Yeah, exactly. So you're privy to information. You are privy to information, and this is not something.
No, I'm not.
Fred.
Yeah.
There are people watching us, and I believe say thousands people here for watch we again. You've released audio. You've released audios to which you unequivocally say that you privy to info. And how people give you information, who that you speak to, and what have you.
I know.
You don't get no recollection.
I know one day say that.
Okay, you may not have said that.
If you pull audio where I ever say, if I can say, I always say, I'm not privy to information.
Fred, it look like say,
where I say that.
It look like say, on this conversation tonight, it look like say I get plenty things then wrong, and I'm willing for put my hands up for say, I'm willing for put my hand. I'm willing. Fred,
I always tell people and say, I'm not privy to information, and they based me arguments on logic.
Fred, but I'm willing for put me hand up for say, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But when you day on one of your public audios, they rail against the system and say, this person tell you, say, me are they in the know. I get this conversation, this person revealed to me. And then you go on for call names, because this actually not my question. You go on for call names in some of your audios. Don't you think that this is a betrayal of trust? Because people, according to you, if I understand you audio well in interview where you talk about, people you talk to or we call you, we release information to you and how you day in the know. And it sounds almost boisterous, are they in the know? Asabi, then talk to me, My question, Fred, honestly, is don't you think this is a betrayal of trust? Like if now maybe call you and reveal information to you, and then you go on now for release me name and say what I tell you.
Okay. First of all,
Yeah.
in the confidentiality rule and legal side, they say you can kind of like take away confidentiality when it's in the public interest. It's legal. It's legal.
Okay,
It's
now
legal.
you know, now
It's legal.
corporate one, and then
No,
friend,
it's
come on, no,
legal.
don't give us
Hold on,
that.
hold on. It's legal.
Okay,
It's legal.
okay,
It's
okay.
legal. So the point I'm making is, I know of people personally. I don't go to the post. I see things. I have a principle. I would never talk about it in the public.
Oh, so now choice now you get the one that way they
No,
release their
everybody. No,
information.
hold on,
No,
hold
you
on.
just said you get
Yeah,
one them way you will never. You just
I don't,
said
I
it
don't, I don't say that.
literally
I
seconds
don't.
ago.
No, hold on. Well, please, are you trying to play with my words? Because I did not say. Hold on, wait till I say. I tell you, say I get people
Shall we
where
repeat
I
the
get.
tape?
Hold on. I might repeat what I say and
Okay,
listen, waiting at the say.
okay, go on.
I get people where I know of them. I know the hosts. I know certain thing them, but because it is personal, I would never. But anything when are of public interest,
Okay,
when are of public interest to SaLone, I would say it. But like the point why they try for make, I know people where I don't go to the post, their
okay.
luxurious life wouldn't they live, but I would never talk about it. But anything where you tell me when you say, oh, this thing now we be one do now we be don't do one so oh now this, and it's of public interest, and then you come and lie. I would
So
say
you
it.
see, you dey go and put qualifications them as you dey
Yeah.
go along. But even with the one where you say you not go disclose, like then they live like people living luxuriously, you know their host.
Yeah.
But the way out and they live luxuriously now as a consequence of corruption or cheating, from the public purse, and it's
Yeah.
of public interest. Won't you disclose that just because
No, I
that one
wouldn't,
dey personal?
because I
Okay,
wouldn't, because if the person, if na ticket will be meet up,
okay,
or sometimes if na corner I see him, but if na he invite me, I would not do that.
okay,
Whether
Fred.
the only thing I go do, I will expose the lies them and then corruption them. Now this they lead to that, but I would never kind of like say, oh, I see yours, yanda, he was there, yanda. I would not do that.
Okay, Fred. Noted.
Yeah.
In some of your conversations, them or tapes, them,
Yeah.
you sometimes go very, very personal. I mean, in terms of public officials and public servants, both former and present, I think it's fair game for let you criticize them, talk about them, out them. But what do you feel or how do you feel when you involve these people and their family? And I won't be specific to you, okay? I'm not listening to you tape, but there was a conversation that reached me. That one was Kaifala Mara, that you actually involve not the criticism of him because it's fair game. He was a former public official, and we will talk about that later. But then you actually bring in picking them into the conversation. How true is that, Fred? And is that okay? Is that fair game?
It was absolutely okay, and I will tell you the reason why, and not in picking them, not only one picking, and
Okay.
now the not to say that I go now in post, go see in picking the graduates, and no, they
Yeah.
were sharing pictures of in picking where they graduate now social media.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I made the point that look, you proud of your picking, the graduate. Nice picking, respectful picking. Not only go friend, I not see another personal waiting if I go see the picture. Now share them, they share them. Now them begin play politics behind it and say, oh look, we presidential aspirant, looking picking on graduates as a dentist. Now them begin play politics out of it. Where I see them, and I talk the truth. I say this speaking, now I get respect today. I say now very nice speaking. I say, but imagine now when they pass with this picture, say, look, in picking on me, dentist. Look at them picking in a salon where their lives then they be destroyed every day because of the bad decision. I owe no apology for that.
Yeah.
Because now they begin play politics to it. And not only go friend the picture, not only go even go now somebody called me where a close person to Alamaya, we discuss about it. I was like, look, it wasn't me we go fend the picking. I don't ever, even though sometimes like I don't see the picking, I don't ever come and begin to talk, say, oh, the picking they do dentistry. Like, no, I never did. But then I begin play politics to it. And when you play politics to it, now I make myself say, well, look, the picking the mark with the lifestyle they destroyed us alone because of a bad decision. And I will owe no apology to that.
Okay, noted. Fred, I want extend a invitation to you publicly for another day shortly after this one, maybe 2 days, 3 days from now, because I get few things they want really be one cover and will be labor on the petty stuff. I want to talk about privatization and nationalization, things the way you talk about and how to turn we country around, about change and many other things. But I want to ask you two last questions because now 3 hours now they up so plus, yeah, which is a little bit too much, especially people that we get for sit down and one watch back. So I get for try for see whether I can edit this and cut them into two and short parts.
Yeah.
But I want to end on 2 questions, Freddie. Is there a difference between tripartite and electoral justice? And speaking to you on then 2 things there. Waiting are you understanding of both?
When it comes to like the whole definition and waiting the mean, my position is not to. The only reason why I read the tripartite report is for make I able to get a better understanding of like the position that for conduct an election and then we let go of it. And then electoral justice. I don't think electoral justice, people in justice try to put this name to it, like laugh about it and stuff like that. For me, I just go with like it is justice that we need. And whether there is difference between tripartite and electoral justice, I don't want to get involved into like the meaning and definition of what it means. My own position is whether I follow electoral justice, whether I follow waiting tripartite say, whether I follow waiting Samura Kamara say, whether I support Samura Kamara, it is based on one thing that as a country, my moral ground, we will not for conduct an election and we let go of it just like that. Without
fair. Yeah, fair enough. But on the same basis, Freddie, obviously from we earlier conversation, I get an opinion on which in potentially you answer go be, or if you don't answer already. But I feel I'm compelled for ask you then now that tripartite electoral justice is not something I believe in, not to the way it's been pursued by the way, but it's a noble cause as far as I know, because there was electoral injustice. For rectify all of that means that there has to be some form of justice, structural correction and etc. But I still believe it's a negotiated settlement. This is what happened in politics. Other than that, countries go to war and then destroy themselves and etc. But under this tripartite and electoral justice, do you believe that this supposed for return Dr. Samura Kamara to the presidency?
If based on the 70% when we don't see, which is evidential, and if anybody cannot produce anything contrary to that, based on my moral ground, they should. That's the only way SaLone begin to thrive as a country. They should, 100%.
But you equally understand, say, Dr. Samura himself is simultaneously preparing for 2028. At least before he was taken off the position, he was equally, he pronounced that.
I'm not aware of that. And I'm not going to say I know I'm buying into it, but the moment it become clear to me, then SaLone people will understand, say, I am not fighting for Samura Kamara. I am fighting for the right thing to be done. And I also don't make an audio one the way I say, if this thing, them treat we this way, when they treat we so. Even me, I don't make provision for like a third force. And I said it, whether it was wrong or right, I said it that if we they, even though Samura Kamara don't make them clearly say, don't get interest in 2028, I say like me, I'll go touching foot for making lead the third force. I said that.
So you see, you were advocating for a third force, which then provides an exit from the mothership, right? And this is not something where you go support. Is that not in itself, you're being divisive simply because you hold the view that injustice was done and for rectify the wrong that was done? So therefore, Samura Kamara need for going your way.
No, it's not because like I'm being divisive. I think the thing is, waiting the position we hold are the fact that the last say to all this is out of Samuel Kamara and this Namiyo analysis, this Namiyo beliefs that Samuel Kamara by himself cannot make or take the decision for waiting we all want. And Nami Odio them I don't talk and say the reason why I'm a little bit edgy, not that I'm not confident, not confident, but the reason why I'm edgy, it is because for me, I think it is the international community or moral guarantors way for actually puts them foot down for many right thing be done. However, the reason why I come up with this third first thing, it is because I am worried that the international community or the West, to some extent, don't really want to make Africa better because they live in a competitive world. They want to make Africa, with all we wealth, with all we youthful population, they want kind of like create way for make youth them they go America, come Europe for can contribute to the workforce and the pension. So for me, that's the reason why, and I make on this audio openly say I am edgy because the international community that therefore make sure say the right thing be done, but are they really serious or are they really ready for make Africa better?
So, which is true, then believe in the flight of capital, in the flight of brains and what have you, and youthfulness for help their own capitalist, your sort of system. That's true. But in terms of the proposition for a third force, how effective that is, how does that sound as a counterbalance? Is the country ready for a third force? Do you think you make an impact other than just making or giving gains to the ruling party already? Because anything, especially if it's ill prepared, just like we saw the NGC project, it only helps the party in power.
Okay. Well, this is the thing. For me, I don't think so. Again, you talk about the NGC. It did not help the party in power. If anything, it goes like on south. Again, you ask the question if the people are ready for a third force. I think there are two things. One, it takes sensitization. Two, it don't happen before.
And that involves time, by the way. So you need for factor time. So my question or my point would be, is the time, sort of enough? Because it's a lengthy process.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. But the point what they made, UNPP made an inroad because they came with a message. So for say a third force, I believe say now two things they work there. One, UNPP don't give you example. Secondly, it takes sensitization for make the people and don't say they for look beyond tribe, they for look beyond APC and SLPP. That is what I'm banking on. Because I'm a person who believe for educate people rather than influence them.
Okay, Fred. Is it why when you talk about change, like I say, I listened to one of your audio where talk about Minkailu and others, you talk about plan. The plan wasn't part of the plan. The plan. I keep the one that waiting at the plan, but I go one for let we left that for another day.
I'm sorry, I think maybe that's
no. There was an audio where you fix where you say so person wasn't part of the plan. I think Dumbuya, the NSG, wasn't part of the plan. So in other words, there was a plan where I would like for talk about, but I don't want for let we extend this. But this now wait I would like for talk about, without getting bogged down. The next time we'll meet, we just talk about the issues in a free flowing. You also talk about change. That change is here, here to the people and need for embrace it. So when you talk about this third force, is that what you refer to in that audio, or not that maybe they refer to?
No,
that change is here and people and need for embrace
it? The thing I'm talking about is this fight for justice. I think for me, the change is here, but people do not want to embrace it because I think SaLone in better one lie on this justice for this election with a teeth. I think if we the people stand up and to some extent the reason why there is delay, the reason why like there are headwinds. Again, we go back to let me go back to ECOMOG deploying in Sierra Leone. I know people think
Exactly. That's part of my question,
yeah,
and this is
yeah.
why I'm saying
Okay.
that I really
Because,
need another time for talk
okay,
about this deployment.
okay.
I don't
Because
agree with the way you talk about
okay,
again, and
I
then
can
you see once we go into that, then
yeah.
it's going to
I can
be
give
more
you
time.
I can give you a taster that
Yeah,
the
call.
deployment of ECOMOG was never said by or originated by like when they can detect the bloggers, then they lie, say that they can't deploy, or Samura Kamara. It was never like from them. For me, the first thing I talk about them now, wait, because me, I don't talk based on feelings. If I talk
Well, so
say
I know get the point. Yeah, the deployment, ECOMOG,
I'm coming
bloggers,
to it.
Dr.
I'm coming to it.
Samura, or
Yeah,
yeah,
it was ECOMOG or ECOWAS
yeah.
had a press conference, which the head of ECOMOG at the time, I think that be the guy, Nigeria Solomon something or Solomon.
Hmm.
He said it that that they deploy the SaLone. And also, there was a video of the Gambian forces them getting ready for deploying a SaLone. Why then, if even they didn't come again, the respectful thing, I was now for tell we the people say we been say, but because of X, Y, and Z, we're not coming anymore. But
So yeah, Freddie, not intentionally trying for coach you because I know where you're going with this. Because again, I listen to the audio and the
mm,
respectful thing. You see, you're a very decent guy, and what you talk a bow on moral fortitude.
mm,
Unfortunately, this is Usai. I think you miss the point all of the time. So it's not like you're not right, but waiting you to deal with, it's no contingent on yeah, you sort of thought process. So in terms of the ECOWAS
mm,
or ECOMOG forces, whichever way
mm,
it's called,
mm,
obviously it was a stabilization force because they may
yeah,
feel that democracy been there under threat.
mm,
But that also come with the fact that there is a sitting government, even though we don't agree with the government
mm,
because at the time many things been happen. But
mm,
that being contingent upon Marabio, they agree say, well, una can come. Because if Marabio not call them for come, that would be an invading force. So waiting me
okay.
believe, I not
So,
get the facts, but Marabio
okay.
definitely change his mind because had the ECOWAS troop turn up, then people would have been brazen enough. Remember the time, tension was thick. People
Yeah.
then for being come out and what have you. So I believe then sit down, governments to ECOWAS and say, you know waiting, when I left this thing, we will handle them in a different way. But that's what
Yeah.
happened. Then consult with Marabio because it was the sitting head of state, even though me and you get problem with that. But that was
Okay.
it.
So the point is, at the time when they had the press conference, surely an officer didn't just get the press conference without you know consultation with our government.
True.
They would have. So the respectful thing as well is to tell us again. You tell me say, oh, like it's true based on the moral grounds and all that. But this is what makes the difference between them place they are and Africa. I see Africa, they say, oh, we want seats now, permanent seats now. They go give that just now. They don't begin to take bribe. They will begin to take bribe back. Because for me, I would oppose for me to get permanent. Although like you get question in back what happen. But I can guarantee you, if Africa, especially West Africa, they go there and they begin to take bribe that US Security Council. That's a joke though. But the point what they make is like the difference between America, the UK, especially the UK, they don't get much resources. But what's in the bank on that for built on their reputation. So for make like a whole position about moral grounds, like that's the way forward for Africa. Until we get to that point, we're not ready. We're not ready for change lives that are considered. We're not ready.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll hold that position till
Okay,
I'll be the tell
Fred.
somebody today. I say I'd rather die on exile than for compromise my position.
Okay, we don't hear them what in the boku, yeah, many freedom fighters, we don't count as XYZ, but we rather keep you because if the ideas, resonate to the people, then obviously you need for be around. My final question to you, Fred, will be in as much as you want change and you express a strong dislike, which many would describe as hate, but of course you don't say no to hate for both the current government and Madabio himself, and you know, like the way they carried himself in terms of the election, felt that the people were cheated, which I agree with you. Election or show the people their vote and etc. But obviously, we want peace, we want change, and something has to, snap. Between us, we know say now either red, politically speaking, now either red or green or red, vice versa, whichever way. Now the Greens been there, they've cheated the people out of their votes and etc. With the way you carry yourself, where you can be so highly critical, which you are entitled to, by the way, is it not time that you begin for preach more peace, and unity? I mean, you carry your same message, but in a more sort of in a kind of way for unite the other side, where potentially pose a potent threat to the ruling party. Because other than that, the same party where one na power will continue for dinner power. So my question again, Cashbox, is it not time for begin for preach unity, even though you not support either side? Sierra Leone first, but one side so damaged, but and that side they need for go, and another need for calm, because then we can probably be hopeful. We can hold them to account because we know say we voice matter. We try for effect change. So is it not time we begin for preach peace, unity?
Is it Peter Tosh we sing a song? What's that the song like justice, something to do with justice, not peace, something like that.
Equal rights and justice. Everyone
Thank
is
you.
crying out for peace. No one
Yeah,
is crying out for justice.
thank,
Where
thank
there
you.
is no justice, there is no peace.
Thank you. And I think my message, not ever, not insightful, but what I'm saying that justice must prevail. Like, it's just like what Peter Church say, everyone is crying out for peace.
Nobody knows he's a single.
None is crying out for justice. So for me, I preach justice because that would bring about peace. And I would never pull like insightful message. For me, I tell people and say, go protest. It is your right. It is not insightful because it is constitutional. I think my advice to everybody, let's fight for justice. Let's forget about, say, you know, peace not a byproduct of justice, but justice not a byproduct of peace. So I think what I'm doing, I would never, yes, I'm critical and at the cost, stupid idiots of like these people because they're wicked. They're responsible for make Pekin and they're gonna call out hospital, lights go, the Pekin die. Then they go tell we say that the Pekin term reach. For me, I think like we should promote justice and peace go fend away now we system.
I think that's a high note, for kind of end on. And thank you very much for that. Fambulem, of course, we've been doing conversation with Mr. Alfred Sanko, aka Cashbox. At some point, when I see the argument be heated, there's always been cordiality between me and him and massive respect between us. And it doesn't mean because we had this adversarial side, because I know some people and we try for characterize them as such. But you just need to go watch bigger platform, go watch Don Lemon, go watch Piers Morgan. People have these things, they disagree and the argument get heated, it derails, and you put them back on track. So don't get it twisted. And we're gonna have him back because there are so many more things that we need for cover. And I promise you now, I go hold on much more to higher standard because the bottom line is it's about the standard, it's about the morals that he stands for. I think there's a conflation there though, because he's not truly a politician. He speaks from the mind, and politicians don't normally speak from the heart. That's what the problem is. Because once you're not a politician, you know, saying a lie business now you depend, and you know mix on that. That's just the fact. And I think that's where the difference, you know, you're coming. But Cashbox, it's always a pleasure for have you. Massive
Absolutely.
respect. Yeah. Hopefully we'll have you between now and today's Monday, and the week I want to ask you, Kaifala Mara in appointment to the new position, and Dr. Samora Kamara in position he take, waiting at you view privatization, like I talk about, where you talk about a lot. Now we country, I see you and Reggie having a back and forth, you know, in WhatsApp on these issues, and especially when it come to we country, and so much more. And what do you think going forward? Because and this is important, very important, you still hold on to USA you hold, that electoral justice has to be meted out, which means that thing will happen in 2023 needs to be corrected. Even though I think, say, you they shift a little bit, and again, this is just my opinion. In other words, you be hold a solid ground where say this thing for change now. Now you not get timeline. I think that make you there against Dr. Samora giving a timeline, because then you left an open. But justice must happen, you know, in order for peace to exist. Thank you so much, Cashbox. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Prince. And yeah, as you said, I mean, it's high respect between, especially from me to you.
Absolutely.
So it shouldn't be twisted at all. But as you said, I'm not a politician. You know, I came into this thing by
you're
default.
not.
Like I was never, you know, not paying attention to SaLone. We just did mind me business in the corner.
I
You know,
I interviewed you in the early days. I saw your
exactly.
formation, your formative
Thank
stage.
you.
So
Thank
I do
you.
have an idea. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
But you
I
know, people
do.
like you always criticize me, say, "Oh, you don't forget about your economics, you don't know politics." Look, it doesn't make sense, because there is no way for make a talk about just the economy and left the political side to it. It's like I just want to put the cat before the horse.
I agree, but that was your niche though. And
Yes,
that's where you made your name, and people got sucked up to that, and then just
absolutely.
want to let you
Yes,
continue. But
it
yes, you
is
are
true.
absolutely right. There's
It
a
is true.
political element to the economy
Exactly.
you need
Because
for
the politics make the decision where, like, if Donald Trump come with tariff, it affects the economy. It affects the interest rate. It affects inflation. Like now that they predict, say, the tariff could lead to inflation. And, you know, it could cause, like, maybe some money say it will cause GDP growth. It will kind of like shrink the GDP. So the political side, like, not to say I'm not a politician, I don't know politics and stuff like that, but the things them way and not say the political will, they drive economic decision. I think I need to discuss it. That's why, you know, and I noticed that, oh, you know what, I'm wasting my time talking about the economy. Why is Madabio they make bad decisions then will it affect the economy? So what's the point?
absolutely. So again, on the next episode, there is plenty of things to talk about, including the economy, the transformation of this brilliant young man, and many more. Freddie, once more, many thanks, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank
Much
you.
respect.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Yeah.